So everyone good?
Yeah.
Yep.
NYNA, are you? Okay, so we'll make sure NYNA's actually here. Okay. Hey, recap boy.
Oh yeah.
Would you care to recap for us, recap boy?
Sunday, June 5th, 1988. Church day. It's 11 a.m. and we're all on our way to Bailey's. Ashley, Quinn, Chris, and Stephanie. We get all these little introductions. Fucking, I didn't write this note, by the way. Okay, I pull up. I didn't write that. That was GURNOOR. I watched you type that out as a suggestion, and then I okayed it.
Wait, really quick. Is the OBS going?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I pull up. Quinn is leaning up against the wall, trying to look all punk, but is unfortunately 14 years old. Chris pulls up and sanitizes their hand. They need to be clean, they must be clean. Ashley rolls into scene, skidding to a stop and hurling herself inside. Stephanie Stone is approaching, and she is ready to hang out with her friends. Her best friends. Steph smacks her head, but it's chill. Character introductions minus Trent. There's people in our spot. Riley and, someone else. Trent seems rather uncomfortable. So you're gone for 2 years and you don't remember anything? Bailey shames Riley and drags her away. Awkward family reunion. Everyone hangs out with Trent. Riley takes everyone's orders. This is where the notes get crazy. Because I was so focused on the roleplay, because guys, we were roleplaying. We had 40 minutes of uninterrupted roleplay. That was awesome. Because we're friends, guys, and we like each other and we're friends. World's craziest conversation, the homunculus. Riley has a favor she wants to ask. She pushes over Trent's fucking missing persons report, LMFAO. Quest bestowed. Investigate the old, was it the Mills house?
No, the old mill house.
Where Trent was last seen. And then without a bullet point. But separated on its own layer. Hull blurred real cop.
Real cop.
Yeah. And then just this session, guys. It's still Sunday, June 5th,
still Sunday.
1988. Probably not 11 a.m. anymore, but
probably not. It's probably been, I'd say, like an hour, maybe 2. But who fucking cares? I don't know however long it takes a group of 5, 6 kids to eat at a diner and make the homunculus.
And yeah.
Ow, I just fucking destroyed my throat there. Holy cow. Continue.
You are all on your way to the old mill house. I believe the last thing that happened is Trent University called his mom.
Yeah, he called his mother to let his mother know that he was out with his friend.
Yeah, okay.
On his phone!
On his cellular device.
On his cellular device. And you guys are all kind of just walking down. Bailey's is part of the general central square. Or not like the general stuff, like the actual like public buildings you'd have in a town, but it's still in that general area. And the mill house is pretty much right down the river, a little ways past town hall. So you're just kind of following the river upstream. I don't know if anyone has anything they want to say.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Trent's gonna go up beside Riley. I'm assuming Riley has his file.
Yeah, she's got her little map pulled out, and she's got your like little shitty missing persons photo, and like it looks like a couple other people's kind of clipped to the side for right now.
Okay. Is it a flattering photo?
Probably not, because you are like 14, and it's probably a school photo.
Okay, he like covers it with his thumb when he
As you're like pushing down the corner of her map, she kind of like looks over at you and goes, "You okay?"
Oh, yeah. And he's still holding his hand there. Can I see the file?
Huh? And then she like looks over at where your like thumb is in the file she has and goes, "Oh, I mean, yeah, sure, I guess." And she kind of they're just like clipped at the top with a little paper clip, and she kind of like shimmies it out so that the clip is still on like the map.
Okay.
And gives you what looks to be like roughly like if you're including the photo, like 3 papers.
Okay. He immediately, like, if he's holding it while they're walking and it's not just clipped to the map, like if he takes it off, he's going to just like tuck the photo underneath the other 2 papers.
That's fun. I mean, yeah, all the
Mo-
other one really had was just like your general info, like your name, when you went missing, who to contact, and like the name of like the local police station's number and everything.
Mhm.
The other 2 things she has with her, it seems, if you're just flipping through them quickly while you
Yeah.
guys are talking, is one just like a general like police report of the situation.
Mhm.
And then the other one is your testimony, like from a couple days ago when they had you in the station.
Hell yeah, brother.
Uh,
He doesn't need to he doesn't need to read that one because he knows what he said.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
that's
There's.
that.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
Yeah. There's really honestly not that much in either of them, considering your testimony concluded of, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
All the actual main report says is it lists that you were apparently like you were called in. Your report was called in by your parents, which makes sense. And this report was filed roughly a day, they suspect, after you actually went missing. There's really not much here. It says the last time you were spotted was when you were leaving school for the day.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's kind of it. There was like practice after school, so people kind of saw you there, and you were as normal as described by anyone they were able to question on the matter. But
Mhm.
your parents report you never made it home later that night. Like they never saw you after practice. They like tried asking around, no one had really seen you. You presumably went missing somewhere along the like main road, but no one's
Yeah.
really sure because there is nothing else. Like there was no sign of struggle, there was no further sightings. No one's really sure. There really isn't a lot of information on your case in particular. It's kind of just like you were at school and then you were gone.
Yeah. Okay. Banger. Baller even. Baller. Other word. Okay. He'll give it back. He's gonna try and like like he's gonna put the photo one. He's gonna tuck it in the middle so that way it's kind of like inconspicuously like shuffled in. He's just gonna hope that she keeps it in that order and doesn't put his photo back at the top.
To your dismay, she immediately reorganizes the papers in the order she previously had them and then puts them back on her map.
Okay, he pouts and like walks to the other side of the group.
And she kind of looks at you for a minute, a little bit confused, but she doesn't really ask anything, and then she keeps looking at her map.
What
Okay.
order are we walking in? Like, what order do we think we would be walking in? Like, what would the shape be?
That's up
I
to
just
you
know
guys.
I just know Quinn is right next to Ashley and Step.
Truth nuke.
I know
Okay.
it.
I want to ask about
Riley's
the terrain
pretty-
we're walking on. I need to know how much Ashley is struggling in her roller skates.
Oh. You're like along the riverbank, but you're like not close enough that anyone would risk like falling or getting pushed in. I imagine the terrain is like it's dirt and grass, but I don't think it's particularly rocky. And the trees, because you're so close to town, are are pretty sparse, so like you're probably fine to keep rollerblading.
Awesome.
It's probably a little difficult because of the grass traction, but it's not like crazy.
I feel like you should do a roll to see how well you're doing.
That's a
If you'd
good
like
idea.
to.
It'd be
I
funny.
won't force you if you'd like to.
Hold on, let me get my dice out because I actually hadn't done that. What's it? Lower is better?
Yeah, so you want it to be lower than your number. So whatever your skill, I'm assuming you're doing athletics.
I might have given myself just a roller skating thing.
I can't stop you. Do you want to count that as ride?
I got a 43.
Okay, and then what are you? Or I could just do, I guess, a general. If I'm assuming you were doing a check of like an easy check. I don't know. Do you have a stat you want it to be tied to, or do you just want it to be like a general check?
I had one. I swear to God, I had one. I can't find it.
Like that you had a rollerblade stat?
I had a rollerblading stat. Where did it go?
I can see if I've got it. You might have gotten rid of it with your new sheet, actually.
Oh.
You got a 48.
I got a 43.
You got 40. Okay, that's less than 50. You're doing fine, girl.
Yay!
Yay!
Once after this session, add your rollerblading stat back, you're allowed.
Yay.
Speaking of, why do I not have her character sheet saved?
Bruh.
Whatever.
Ashley's character sheets is just like full of issues. One of them you can't open. One of them's not updated because I have like 3 copies of her and all of them are different on my computer.
Yeah, but I know you sent me a new one and I thought I downloaded you one because I remember it working, but maybe I didn't download it? Whatever.
Oh my God.
But yeah, all this pretty I mean, Riley's probably a little ways ahead of you because she's kind of leading you and is, you know, in her investigator arc. But however the rest of you are kind of walking along is however you guys want to. If you guys are chatting among yourselves or whatever.
I imagine like a pyramid type thing. Like you got Riley at the front and you got Trent and Chris and then at the back you got the other 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Delilah is walking. Her hands are in her pockets. She doesn't have sunglasses on, but she looks sick as hell.
That
Chris?
is... Go on, NYNA.
Oh, Chris kind of like every like yeah, Chris like kind of like every now and then kind of like sorry. Every so now and then like glances. Sorry. Every so now and then glances at like Trent, like debating, like making conversation, and then like decides against it because they don't know what to say. So they're mainly just kind of like looking at the scene around them through like the lens of the camera that they have with them. That was it.
Steph's definitely fluctuating between like very intently watching different people in the group, but for like different reasons. Like she's like very focused on Riley because she's like Riley is leading us where we're going, and I also need to be taking notes on like where we're going. But then also she's like fascinated by the camera and fascinated by like the rollerblades. I'm gonna do a general roll to see how well Steph's paying attention to the ground. Should I do it against my dexterity?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay, where I had my dice pulled up. Oh, it's just barely 1 point over. Yeah, Steph's kind of stumbling a little bit as she's walking because she's like stopped paying attention. So every once in a while she'll like trip over her own feet, but she's mostly keeping it together.
The evil, ominous pebble in the road.
Quinn looks
She's
over.
just a girl.
Oh, we lost.
What the? Oh, oh, we're good.
We're good.
We're good.
Sorry, I was having ignore that. If I ever leave, then rejoin quickly. It's just because I was having headphone issues.
Okay. Okay. Smiles. Seeing you fumbling, Quinn looks over at you. Kind of concerned. She's like, "Do you need like help or anything? Do you want to like hold on to my arm for stability? Or are you good?"
Steph's gonna look over at you and like pause for a second, and then she's just gonna like link arms with you, and then just like keep swinging her other hand.
Aw.
Aw.
She just nods, and in her head, she's like, "What can I say?"
In Steph's head, she's having like the mental image of like fist pumping again, like yes.
Best friends.
Ashley is out with her arms out. She is focusing on the ground. She's so locked in on the ground, actually.
Ashley, Ashley, you should probably look up. You're kind of straying from us a bit.
What? Huh? She looks up. She's like a whole meter away. And then she immediately falls.
We're getting
I-
dangerously close to the riverbank.
I assume Step and Quinn help you up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When you're back up, Step's gonna hold out her arm, indicating that you should also link arms with them.
Ashley links arms. They're all connected.
Oh my god. That's so beautiful.
Bro,
Interlinked.
when one of us dies, we all die. Let's go.
Let's go.
Chris takes a photo of them linking arms.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the besties.
This is just like Life is Strange.
This is like Life is Strange, guys. This is just like Life is Strange, guys. I'm gonna go back in time. Anyways,
Quinn looks over at like Riley and Trent. It's like, "Hey Riley, you want to join? You can join too, lame ass."
Riley looks kind of back over her shoulder for a minute and sees that you made the link, and she's not about to ruin the link, even if it is impractical for navigation. So she will join you.
Trent does not realize you were referring to him as lame ass, so he continues to walk as if he did not hear you because he's genuinely just confused.
Chris makes a mental note to show the photo of them linking arms to Gabriel.
Oh.
Okay, you're gonna get a kick out of this. Look at that shit.
Oh god. She sees you just like still walking. She's like, "Dude, Trace, come over here."
Trace! Did you call her Trace?
Yeah.
Rain.
He turns around and you know the like meme image where it's like pointing like me? You know,
She just nods. Coolly, by the way.
Yeah,
Which side would Riley go to? The Quinn side or Ash's side?
probably Quinn's, because there's probably less people on that. I'm assuming Quinn is the one that's closest to the lake right now. Not the lake, it's a river. So I'm assuming that side because there's probably less people on it.
Which side is Trent gonna go to?
I don't know. I think he's just deeply confused.
Chris kind of just like not elbows, but just kind of like turns to Trent and is like, "I think she's talking to you."
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what side. Pick a side for me. I don't think he puts much thought into what side.
Let's baptize him in the river.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He goes on the
If you-
river side.
If you would want, maybe Step and Ash move aside for a second, and then Trent's in the middle.
It's so Step calls him over so that she can observe him more.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm imagining.
Mhm.
I think it's
Chris,
also probably like
yeah.
running through her head is like, if he's
No.
in the middle, there's less of a chance of him disappearing.
Yeah.
Oh my god. In the middle, there's less a chance of him disappearing. Chris and the
So
14-year-olds for real.
Bro. They're so
I wrote
cute.
down that his name is Trace now.
That's beautiful.
Also, important to note, Step is still swinging her arms while linking. She's having a great
That's
time.
fine. That's fine.
Chris takes another photo of them all linked arms and then just, I guess, awkwardly continues walking in front of the link. In front of the train.
This is sick.
Riley's gonna look over at Chris and go, "You're not gonna join?"
Chris kind of looks over and just kind of like gives a polite smile and then like politely joins. Wait, who's on what side of the link?
Trent's on the riverside.
It's
Okay.
Ash, Trent, Step, Quinn, Riley.
Whoever Chris is closer to, they'll join that end of the link.
Awesome. That's probably Riley's side. Probably, I don't know.
All right, so Chris will become the new end of the link on Riley's side.
Oh yeah. Joyous day for the friends.
So silly, bro.
Ashley's
And
being
I-
propelled by the pulling force of everyone linking, so her feet are like barely moving.
Oh.
She's just rolling along.
And I'm assuming you guys pretty much do this the whole way there. It's not a very long trek, I would say. Especially where you guys now, it's like maybe like 10 minutes at most. Far enough where like you can see the town hall building kind of on the like up across the tree line, but you're pretty well into the forest at this point. And you come across the old mill house. You're all pretty familiar with it. Maybe not super familiar individually. A lot of kids kind of come out here to play sometimes, so you may have been one of them. It's, in the woods, so you can go play, quote, in the woods, but it's really easy to, like, find your way back from, because you literally just have to follow the river downstream. It's a real old building, though. It's, like, real old. You can see it's got one of those little, I forget what they're actually called. The mills, like, that actually goes through the river to actually, like, turn the mechanics inside. Like, that's how old it is.
Water wheel?
Water wheel. That is what it's called. I'm stupid. I'm fucking stupid.
The wheel that's in the water. The water
forgot.
wheel.
Maybe, I don't know. It's like a mechanism. I assume people named it like something for real.
Yeah, water wheel.
Water wheel. Yeah, it's got one of those on the end that's supposed to keep everything on the inside running, unsurprisingly. It like kind of turns still, but you can see it like when it actively gets like stuck, the mechanism inside, because it's not properly taken care of. Wellspring was built on its lumber industry, so this is just like an old lumber mill, basically. And as you step up, you kind of enter on the side that has like the big open terrace with like, those saws and like the belts for pushing along timber and stuff. The saw is rusted beyond belief, given that it's just kind of been out here and unattended. I wouldn't recommend getting too close to it. You will get tetanus. But some of you have probably been out here before, or maybe it's been a while. But it's just the old mill house. There's nothing that special about it. Other than apparently, as far as reports go, that this is where Trent was dragged back from when they found him out in the woods.
Hell yes, it is.
But as you kind of approach, you kind of go up the steps. to the main terrace, which is attached to the actual, building, where presumably people lived while it was active. Riley kind of unlinks from the group and pushes on ahead to begin exploring. And she doesn't really, even though she probably should, she doesn't really wait up for you guys. She kind of just goes up and around. You see her kind of disappear from around the side back where the saw is, and through a little passage to the main building, leaving kind of the rest of you guys back here.
Okay. I think Trent would also uninterlink at this point. I think Trace would uninterlink at this point.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
His name,
And he'd probably just wait and see where KRIS is going and follow wherever they're going, like a lost puppy dog.
Yeah, Quinn also unlinks. Immediately puts her hands in her pockets because she's so cool.
She's so cool.
I think
Steph's
this
gonna
one
make
will-
sure Ash doesn't fall over
Ash
when
stays
being
linked.
unlinked.
Ash stays linked for a bit. She doesn't unlink until someone unlinks her.
Yeah, so Steph will make sure that that Ash doesn't fall.
KRIS would have
Yeah, these
unlinked.
are steps, by the way, that you have to get up to get to the main, to get into this building. So sorry, Ash.
She'll tiptoe.
The rickety ass wooden staircase that is actively being rotten through.
She'll scooch out. She'll scooch in.
Steph will help you up. Steph will help you up.
KRIS would have unlinked basically when Riley would have unlinked. And I'd say they were kind of making not like a beeline, but they were kind of very clearly walking towards the door of the mill. Or not the mill, but the inside thing. Of the mill house, I mean.
And that's where Trent's going.
Yeah, and basically their plan is to just go inside, take any photos of anything that might seem odd or maybe even not odd, and examine them later, just in case.
Okay.
Alright.
Are we assuming everyone else is kind of following suit, or is everyone else kind of staying out here? So it's just Trent, KRIS, and Riley, or is it?
We going in.
Steph's gonna help Ash up and then up the stairs and be going inside.
Yeah.
But, very clearly wanting to go inside, but wanting to make sure you don't fall.
Yeah, I think Quinn will have walked ahead of you guys, but kind of stood at the door and made sure everybody got in before she goes in.
Okay. So you get up, you get around, you walk around the dusty, cobweb, termite-infested terrace. You get around the side of the building to see where the central main entrance door is, which, as per usual, or I mean, it's per usual that it's boarded up. What's not typical is that usually there's proper boards out here that were put up a while ago by who knows who, presumably to keep random children out of the dusty, mysterious mill house so they don't get hurt in the middle of nowhere. But that has been broken through. You can actually see that the door on the hinge is gone, you guys. It's not here anymore. So whether it was taken or something happened to it, it's not super clear. But the only thing actually now keeping you from going in is little wads of police tape, do not enter. Because this area is supposed to be under investigation right now by, the local police force. Doesn't look like anyone's out here right now. But it does look like something happened here.
I wonder.
Steph's gonna investigate the doorway and try to see if it looks like the hinges, the door's been removed by hinges, or if it looks like it's been like tool-wise, or if it looks like it's been broken and removed.
Okay, yeah, sure. Let me.
What do you want me to roll for that?
Yeah, let me check the roll options. Oh my god, Call of Cthulhu, why do you have 20 million stats?
Yeah, it's
Man.
a lot.
Is it? Would I be running this under my spot hidden stat, or no? That's something different.
No, that would not be spot hidden. You were looking for something that's very like real and around.
Okay. Would I be using
I'm
education or anthropology?
I'm trying to figure it out. Holy shit. Sorry.
That's okay.
Is that anthropology or what?
I could do education or anthropology. Like that would be my idea. But if there's another stat you want me to run,
There's also locksmith.
There is, but that's more like if you were trying to like pick a lock.
yeah. Steph's just trying to analyze if the door looks like the hinges were removed, like tool wise, and then the door was removed, or if it looks like something ripped it out of the doorway.
I guess. You said anthropology or what?
Education? I don't know. I'm looking at a doorway.
No, you're good. I also, hang on, chat. I gotta read 20 words first. I thought there was a perception stat, but apparently I'm stupid. So I guess
If
I'll
you
let
want, I
make
could roll
either. If you want to do
psychology.
anthropology or if you want to do, I'll let you do EDU. Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, the education.
I guess because that's also the NYNA skill, so I guess maybe yeah, one of those two. Fuck it.
Okay. Come on, Steph, get higher than a 60. 22. I mean, get lower than a 60. 22.
Which one were you rolling for?
Education.
Okay, and you passed. So yeah,
Mhm.
you're able to get past it. You're able to kind of move the police taped aside to actually get a look at like this doorway, and yeah, upon even slightly closer inspection, you realize that there are no hinges. This side of the door frame has been completely ripped off. Like
So
there's
it's
like
jagged?
it's frayed wood.
Okay. So it's not smooth.
No, like presumably like the cutoff between like the wood siding and the door frame. This part of the door frame is getting completely ripped out. So like there should be hinges here for you to put a door in. There's nothing. And you can see some minor scraps and like scrapes kind of along the other side. But no, it definitely looks like this thing was like something happened to it, and presumably they have since moved it or disposed of it because admittedly if anything did crash through here it probably just turned it into splinters.
Steph's gonna like run her hand across part of the jagged part, but like being careful not to just like straight get her hand across one of the sharp parts. And if there is a loose bit of police tape, she is going to snag some and put it in her book. But if there isn't like a loose piece, she's not going to rip apart the like pieces that are whole.
I mean, these are up pretty well. They're very very new, and like there haven't been any significant weather conditions or anything.
Okay,
So yeah,
she's gonna
they're
very carefully try to move the police tape without like disturbing it too much.
yeah. I mean, you can definitely do that. You can definitely kind of rip it up a little bit and like move it. But if you're planning on
she's
taking
doing
up
this, though,
keys, you
she's
would
gonna
have to.
look back at Quinn and wait for Quinn before going past the police tape.
What about Quinn?
Steph's gonna wait and like not go any further than like analyzing the doorway, and is gonna look back towards Quinn.
Quinn looks at you, and then at the door, and then this like creepy fucking room in this creepy fucking mill house, and she goes, "Gross. What's in there?"
Right.
Can you see anything?
I don't see anything yet. But the door looks like it's like something got ripped out. It's not like it's been removed with tools. And basically Steph's just gonna relay the stuff about the door.
Okay, cool. I don't think she fully understands that you are beckoning her for permission.
When you just like say okay, Steph's gonna like take a step back. Sorry, that's the first time I said that out loud. It just killed me. Steph's gonna take a step back and then just like go back to where you and Ash are.
So are we just like standing outside the doorway?
No, I think me and you went in. Like
Okay.
fully. I think
Did-
we fully went inside was
Oh,
what
did
I
you-
thought happened.
Yeah, no,
Oh, that was not what
yeah.
I thought you guys had gone around to the front. I assumed you hadn't gone in yet because it's police taped.
Yeah. I thought we went up the stairs and went in through the little like stair hallway, and then we were outside of the front door.
Yeah, the actual setup of like the mill house is basically like the way you get up into it is there's these stairs along the side, and then there's a central like log cutting terrace, like a whole thing, like the actual machine, the saw for cutting lumber, and
So you
there's
guys-
an exit around the back that gets you to the house area. But there's still like they're kind of separate pieces. You have to like actually open the door and get like inside.
Okay, well we were just following Riley. So wherever Riley is presumably wherever Chris and Trent also are.
Right now she is just also outside the door. You see her after seeing the police tape situation. Is currently making an attempt to like look at all the windows, see how badly they're boarded up or like, shattered or what have you. How realistically she could get through one of them without major damage to herself.
Before we go in,
Oh. No, it's okay. Yeah, you do your thing first.
before we go in, actually, can Chris do like a scan of like the perimeter of the mill house?
I guess. Would you want to give me? I think I will count that as. Well,
Yeah, that would be spot hidden in
I guess
this
that would be
case.
spot hidden, yeah. Give me a spot hidden check.
Okay, right now my under regular it says 41.
Okay, that's fine. It's a normal check, so you just have to get lower than.
Oh, so I have to get lower than that.
Yes, you have to get lower than
Yeah.
41 to pass.
Oh, well, you see, I got a 97.
Okay. I think that's supposed to be a fumble, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be nice and say that it has to be a nat 1 or nat 100 to be a fumble or a great success. I think is how I'm gonna rule that, unless the masses would prefer not to. Because I think a crit success is just a 1, but for some reason a fumble is anywhere between like a 97 and 100. Which I don't think
I
I'm gonna.
didn't know the goal was to roll lower. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, you want to roll low. So yeah, you kind of look around, but you don't see anything. It's midday, just past midday. No one's here. Like there aren't police or anything. You would have run into them by now. They probably would have shooed you off. There's nothing here. It's just this old ass building.
Back to the entrance and inside the mill house then.
Can I inspect
What's
the saw?
what? Oh,
I'm sorry.
If you'd like to, you can go over and look at the saw.
I would like to look at the saw.
You look at the saw. It's an old ass saw. It's got rust covering pretty much the whole entire thing. You'd be scared, assuming that the lever that like runs this machine works, which it probably doesn't, to see what this thing would do. It wouldn't be pretty. But it's a saw. It's a fucking wood saw.
oh yeah. What was Riley assessing about the door to see?
Riley was not really assessing the door. The door is more of like there's police tape, here's some motion parts through it. Right now she's looking at like nearby windows to see if any of them are like realistically clear so that she doesn't have to defile the actual crime scene. Yeah.
Okay. Is this a smart decision?
You can do whatever you want.
Am I gonna? Can I throw my ball at the window?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Make ball check for me.
I will. I pass surprisingly with mine.
So you go. Riley's kind of looking at.
Oh,
all of it.
I pass splendidly. I pass splendidly. If that's what you need to know.
Okay, you passed splendidly. That's beautiful. So you kind of come over to where Riley is, where she's kind of poking her head through one of the nearby windows that isn't really boarded up and doesn't look like there's glass in it or anything anymore. It's just like, but it's got that still, like, you know, there's that the frames kind of still in place, wooden frame. So it's like,
Yeah.
it would kind of be hard for a human person to really, like, fit through that. You come up and chuck your ball at the wooden frame, and it just splinters and falls completely through into the mill house. And
He looks over at Riley and does like a thumbs up.
Riley slowly turns to look at you and process, you know, what just happened. But I mean, if it works, it works. And she goes, yeah, thanks. And climbs in through the window.
All right, he's following. He's following. He's going in.
Steph's gonna very belatedly look over and be like, "Oh no, your ball!"
Yeah,
He's
the
going
ball
to get
so
it.
it rolls off
She-
into a
she
distant
just
corner.
noticed
Go
that it.
fetch
She like
it.
just noticed that it was gone.
Quinn runs over to the window, and you just you hear her Trent. You hear her call out to you, and she's like, "Nice going, Trace." And she she fucking parkours through that goddamn window.
Okay.
How long is it gonna take him to correct her? I don't know.
I haven't decided if I want her to know or not know. Like, is this intentional or just her misremembering? I can't decide.
Yeah, and I don't know how long it's gonna take him to point it out. So, yeah, he's gonna go try and get his ball. He needs that.
Yeah,
He
it
needs his
rolled off
ball.
into a distant corner. You'll,
I need
Yeah.
it.
you're gonna go fetch it.
I'm trying. I'm telling you, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Well,
You need the ball
Um,
retrieving skill for that.
yeah, you actually didn't take ball retrieval. I fear you can't fetch.
No. Shit! I have to change my whole character sheet.
Yeah, I mean, assuming you go in, Trent, you hop it to go get your beloved ball. It kind of just tumbles over to this rickety old wooden ladder. Looking up at it real quick seems to go up to some sort of loft. In general, in here, really all of note is that one, it is dusty as hell. This place is old. Oh my god. This central area seems to just have like a lot of like gears, and so forth. Seems to be connected to the water wheel outside, and you can see it like certain parts of it barely struggling to maintain function, but she's 3 breaths away from her end. It's a miracle she's held strong this long. So you see like the central kind of like tower of gears and fucking machinery. There is over where Trent is scurrying around for his ball. uh, like a couple of old crates. Like a couple of them are still sealed. Most have been like, kind of shifted around to the side or like knocked over, and then just a ladder which goes up to some sort of loft. You can't really see what's up there from the floor, but you know, it's a loft. And then there's some more boxes around to the side that's kind of cutting off your view of like the far rightmost corner. But other than that, of note, you do see because you can actually see over by the door like from the inside now. That wall's definitely torn up a little bit. And you can also see some vague like scrapes of some sort along the floor leading from around that back corner. You can't really see what's behind it from here, both between the fog of dust and that it just seems there's like it just looks like general supplies. It looks like that was mostly what this was kept for. There's like a old like a little collector for like firewood and stuff, and just like places to keep actually processed pieces that are mostly empty. There's maybe like one log still tumbling around in here. Besides that, that's the most important thing you notice. Before anyone, though, gets a chance to actually investigate, you hear some low creaking beneath your feet, and then suddenly a snap and a loud yelp as right in front of you, Riley, who had been onto the far kind of left, kind of looking around, the floor completely gives out underneath her, and she like disappears.
Just like Undertale.
Welcome.
Just like Undertale, yeah.
Step's gonna immediately like try to clamber through the window and like get inside as soon as she hears like the snapping noise.
Okay. Important question. Does Trent have his ball yet?
Yeah, you've probably successfully retrieved Ball.
Okay, he's gonna run over to where she is.
Okay.
I don't know how much regard he has for also not breaking the floor underneath him. He probably should, but he doesn't.
Quinn, Quinn also runs, because she's also inside the second you broke that fucking window. She runs up, like, I think probably before you do, but she slows down because she's like, wait, this probably is not a good idea while you barrel past her.
Yeah.
She
He
steps
looks down the hole. He needs to see down this hole right now.
Right, can I get you to make a dex save for me?
Hell yes, I can. Actually, my dex isn't that bad. Oh, I passed splendidly.
Okay. Yeah, you step, especially as you get like real close to this hole, you do step on a board that like creaks real bad underneath your foot, but you kind of step out of the way before it really like, gives out under you completely. It kind of like snaps off a little bit, so it's like hanging down, but you're fine. You have found solid ground. You're good.
Okay, I need to see in this hole.
Yeah,
I need to get her.
Being as you
Step's
are,
gonna come.
Oh.
Sorry, Step's gonna come like running up a little bit to where Quinn is, and then do that thing where you're like your body's going a little too fast, but you're trying to like slow down. So basically, like your body's going forward, but you're stepping backwards almost to like come to a halt, just barely behind Quinn.
Oh yeah.
Ashley was in the other room staring at the saw. She was reaching for the lever to try starting it up, and then she heard the crash, and she had to figure out a way to get in. She ripped the police tape. She heard the crash and ripped the police tape to get in, because she was not dealing with the window.
That's beautiful. Police tape desecrated. Yeah, you see a big hole in the middle of the floor.
I'd say that KRIS tries, I guess, like calling to, like, I would assume they were already like nearby where the hole or whatever was. And they basically start trying to like call down to Riley beneath, and do they hear a response?
Yeah. Also Trent, you're like right there. You can see it.
I'm looking at him.
Yeah, you try to look down, and you don't see shit. You like
Guys.
How reassuring.
it is the abyss. It is the sinkhole. Like you can see what looks to be honestly like just like straight up dirt and like a couple of roots around like the top of where this hole is, but like there is nothing underneath. You look down, you can't see anything. Chris, when you call out to Riley, you do not hear a response.
Guys.
Can KRIS takes like a little like solid thing in their bag, like maybe like a pill or a bottle cap or something, and basically just like throws it down into the hole to see how long it takes for them to basically like hear a sound.
Yeah, I mean you do that and you you hear it clank around like kind of like hit the edges. You can hear the sound of like falling dirt. But you don't hear it hit the bottom.
Guys.
You don't hear it hit the bottom.
Like you don't hear it, you don't hear a distinct sound from the bottom now.
How bad of an idea is it? Guys. Hey guys.
Step's gonna
We're gonna have to go.
Step's gonna grab Quinn's hand and then grab you, like run forward, pulling Quinn, and then grab you and pull you back.
Yeah, well, Trent is not moving back, bro. I don't know if you're gonna be able to move Trent backwards at this point.
Upon
know if
seeing
he's
this,
gonna
Step's gonna
jump in.
move Quinn's hand to also grab onto Trent.
It looks like she really does
Well-
not want to be doing this.
Guys, how bad of an idea is it if he tries to climb down the ominous hole?
Oh my god!
Guys,
Dude,
guys,
are you
it's okay. I have a really
crazy?
good climb stat. Guys, it's okay. I have a really good climb stat.
Chat.
Back up from the edge, dumbass. She's like pulling at you.
Did we? And
Guys,
she like does a
out
quick
of
head count
character.
because she wasn't there when Riley fell. And she's like, "Oh, we lost a person."
Guys. Okay, out of character, guys. Would you be mad at me if Trent tried to climb down the hole?
You do it, just know Chris is gonna come in right after.
Would you
There's a ladder. There's a ladder.
guys,
There's a
guys,
ladder.
there's more to the mill house, guys. Guys, just so you're aware. Just if you wanted like a secret insider hint, there's more to the mill house.
There's a,
Yeah, but Riley
there's
just fell down a hole!
If one of our friends didn't just freaking die into the mysterious abyss. Like, I don't know if any of us really give much of a shit about the mill house at this rate when we don't know what just happened to our bestie.
That's my secret insider hint. I won't tell you what to do. That's my secret insider hint. There's more to the mill house.
Ladder.
she's like trying to convince you.
Is there like a basement? Is there anything that leads further down?
I mean, all you've seen so far is there is that little ladder that leads up to a loft area that you can't see, and there is vague scratches in the ground that seem to lead pretty directly from the doorway to behind like a series of like containers and tarps and boxes.
Can
Oh,
Steph?
so
Can
do we
Steph
want to
spot
deal
him?
with evil and ominous scratches or like the fucking hole that ate our friend, bro? Like I don't know what you want from me.
May I go up the ladder to the loft?
Sorry, who said that?
I did.
Yes, you can. I mean, you might want to take your skates off
She can
first.
use the middle of
not-
them.
It's not a very safe or sound ladder. You can hear it creaking underneath you, but it doesn't give out. You are able to get to the top. There's not too much up here. It looks again just like a lot of storage. You do see a couple of old just like tools. There's some old there's an old blunt axe up here. And like a little oil lamp.
Okay. She's gonna.
Those kind of be the only two usable things. So everything else is kind of just like.
Steph's gonna climb up after you, just because she's like, if I'm at the top, I can see all of my friends that are currently still here.
Sorry, our Wordle streak just threw me off. Ashley, she grabs the axe and then she like leans over and she's like waving at everyone down. You can do that. You can see them, right?
Yeah, no, you can see them from they can't see what's in the loft, but you can see each other if someone's standing up there.
Yeah. Just so everyone's aware, Trent is not jumping down the hole yet, but he is very obviously assessing how bad of a situation it would be if he were to jump into the hole. So you have a couple minutes.
Okay, well, Ashley calls for Quinn. Quinn, I found an axe! And she's like trying to like get it down there, but it's so far away. The floor is so far away. She can't just drop it down.
You could.
Just drop it down. She looks confused.
I don't want to hit anyone.
We're not anywhere near. Okay, guys. Ash is about to drop an axe, so get away from that if you're near it. Just drop the damn thing.
She drops it.
Okay. Fuck are we gonna do with an axe now? Okay.
Can Step investigate like the other things in the room that are up there at the loft?
Yeah, I mean, you can if you want to kind of dig through, like the boxes and stuff.
Would I roll? Would this be like one of the things that I roll anthropology for? Because I know we homebrewed that a little bit.
You said that was for your personal, like, town insight, right?
It was for like town insight and people and like understanding like who something like how this relates to people essentially.
I mean, you could make an anthropology roll, like, if you wanted to, but you'd probably be better off making an education or spot hidden roll.
Okay. Which one of those is higher? I will do spot hidden roll.
Okay.
There's a bug. Hold on. Got it.
What do you mean when there's a bug? Sorry, guys.
Yay! I got it with a crisp 33.
Okay. Is that a pass for you?
Yeah, it's a pass.
You kind of dig around some of these old crates. But they're pretty easy to, like, pick open the ones that are still sealed, but honestly most of them are just open and empty and presumably have been ransacked over time. There's like some old like workers' tools, some old gloves, like basic things like that up here. Nothing of note as far as you can tell. It's mostly just really old stuff that wouldn't be too much of a use to you. The only thing you do find, as you're kind of rummaging through some of the back containers and you shift one out of the way, you see a very old, very frail piece of parchment drift kind of down away from being wedged between two of these boxes. And it's missing, it's clearly part of a larger letter. You can't read most of it, and also it's like almost illegible, presumably just from being old. But it seems to be like a note of one person to another. And it just kind of reads something along the lines of like taking these down to the cellar.
Cellar.
I hardly know her.
Cellar.
Does the note specify if it's referring to some like is it just like the part of the thing where it says taking like these down like these part is that part just like illegible or is it specifying that it's like
it's pretty
something in the
illegible.
room?
Like
Okay.
you can make an assumption, but it's like it's real smudged. The paper is real old and frail, and it's like it's not great.
Ashley has snuck up behind Step and has read the letter. She's like, cellar? Like, directly into Step's ear.
Step's gonna turn around immediately, Ash, and then just like slightly hug you, and then immediately turn back around to the letter.
Okay.
Aww. Yeah, while that was going on, Delilah now has the axe.
She deserves it.
Axe acquired.
Bro, axe equipped, bro.
Okay, Ash grabs the oil lamp because of the cellar. And she's like, okay, well, cellar. And Riley just fell out. So she's probably in the cellar. Where is the cellar's entrance?
Step's gonna grab the gloves that you mentioned and like put them on.
Okay. They're old and dusty, and I mean, they seem to be made of like proper leather, but they're not very well taken care of.
She's gonna do that thing where you like where you clap two things together.
Yeah.
Like not before they're on, but like before you put them on. She's gonna do that to get rid of the dust. And then like she's basically gonna like rub her hands down the side of like part of her like jeans to like get the rest of the dust off. And they're obviously very much too big for her. But she's just gonna be like putting them on like, yes, this is a smart idea.
And that's beautiful for her. It's probably better than wearing nothing in this old ass mill, to be fair.
Ash heads back down. She has the oil lamp on her now.
That's beautiful.
Step's gonna follow with.
Were we hearing this? Like, were you guys talking like aloud to us? Because if
Yeah.
so, Quinn would absolutely follow you guys. I mean, actually, to be honest, even if you were saying, Quinn would follow you guys. So,
You would have heard us, and also you would have seen us coming down the ladder.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where would a cellar be? And she slowly turns to the boxes with the scratches.
You want me to break them? She's like wielding the axe.
No, wait.
Steph looks over very excited.
Wait. And she like holds her hand out. It's like, wait. There might be something in the boxes. I mean, we got this, and she's holding the oil lamp, and those, and she's like pointing at the gloves.
Yeah, that's why I would use the axe. To open them.
You
What
said
did you think I
destroy
was
them.
like completely? Well, you know what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
She totally meant destroy them.
While this is happening, I mean, I'm assuming Chris and Trent are up to date on what's happening, right?
They're in the
Yeah,
room. They can hear.
I assume he would have just overheard what was going on, but I think he's maybe taken a couple steps back just to see if anyone will find anything helpful, but I don't think he's leaving from the side of the hole just in case something changes.
While they're discussing that, I'd say Chris just kind of like, the only thing down there are the boxes, right?
Down where?
Like on the main floor.
Yeah, I mean, there's some machinery related to the water wheel and like some gears that go up along the wall and like along the center. But most of this seems to be like vague storage area. Yeah.
If there's boxes and stuff, can Chris try like moving them around to see if like there's like a trapdoor or anything like beneath them?
Sure. Give me. Give me also an EDU or a spot hidden, an education or a spot hidden.
That's my education. Oh yeah, I'll do it. That could be better. Are you kidding me? Guys, I need to fix this freaking character sheet.
What'd you get?
My education is at a 70 and I rolled a 74.
Yeah, you
Oh,
kind of
man.
try to look around.
Oof.
You move one of these boxes out of the way. But a lot of them are both just kind of difficult to move. There's usually a pretty significant stacking of them, so trying to maneuver them without something going disastrous does not seem to be very easy.
Okay, Chris just basically communicates this and is like, they might need to just straight up break the boxes if like moving them is impossible.
Ashley looks at Quinn.
Quinn smirks. Okay.
Step's gonna pass you the gloves. Like, take them off and then pass them to you. For your hand.
They're me. Chris would be wearing their medical mask and their gloves right now. They probably would have put it on when they came into the old ass mill house.
Yeah, that's fair.
Quinn looks at the gloves being offered to her, and she just blinks, and in her mind, you can clearly just see like the gears in her head turning, and she's like, "Oh yeah." She, like kind of, she kind of like, I'm not really thinking too much about it. She tosses the like low tosses, very weakly tosses the axe in front of them, so away from all of them. Takes the gloves, puts them on, and then just picks it up again. All right. Which box do I go for next? AKA the one closest to her.
Okay. Could I get you to make a strength check for all the destruction you're doing right now?
Yeah, my strength is 70. Please let me get something good. Please, it would be so awkward if I didn't get this. Please. 19. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, even with this axe, which is very obviously not very good, there's some rust on the blade. It's very, very dull. It's, it doesn't really sit, like, the blade doesn't really sit on the handle quite right, but you're sure that's fine.
Yeah,
when
she
you-
put a whole fucking arch, like, she, like, reaching above her head, full, like, forced arch in the air, kind of graceful, beautiful looking. It, like, pauses at, like, the horizon and just comes swiping down. It's totally not good for this type of axe, though.
Yeah, you managed though to slice through some of the boxes right in front of you with relative ease. You don't, unfortunately, when you cut through them, a couple of them are just kind of empty. They're like you just splinter open frail wooden boxes. There is one that you get to that when you cut into it with your axe, you hear something inside like shatter.
Oh.
And when you're able to break the actual crate open, you see this like mostly like it's like sort of like yellowish brownish like old liquid sort of seep out. You get the smell of like oil. That one you probably shouldn't have cut into. But other than that,
Oh. None of us have matches, right?
Steph's gonna immediately like point over towards Ash and be like, Ash has a lamp.
I have a lamp.
Don't have that near there.
I think that was
At least
needed
not
for
like
the
anywhere
lamp.
near. No, yeah, we're gonna need that. Just don't come around here. Like pointing at the big ass fucking stinky stain on the ground of oil.
But other than that, I mean, yeah, you're able to kind of clear it out. You can't see exactly what's on the ground over there, but you do clear at least enough that you can see there's like a proper little like nook back here, past, like around, because like the markings curve kind of like around and back. It does look like there's kind of actual space back here, but you can't see anything just yet through what you've managed to clear out.
Okay. So destroy more boxes.
Open the boxes with the. Just
Feel like it.
please just open the boxes with the axe now.
I don't know if I made it clear. Like, you can just walk around.
What?
There was like the
What?
marks
my dice
go
fell.
around the boxes to the back.
I thought they went under the boxes to the back.
No.
Oh,
I won't
that's
stop
awkward.
from cutting down more boxes, but just in case
Steph's
anyone forgot.
Steph's just following Quinn's lead on this one.
No, Quinn and myself definitely forgot or didn't realize that. I forgot about it. She didn't realize it. So she just stares and she's like, oh, I mean, I knew that. And she walks around. She's like, you guys can't see her face, but you bet it's like something really stoic and cool and awesome, and she's not kind of completely red in the face from embarrassment. So she's walking around now, following
just gonna
him
go.
up.
You're right.
Steph's gonna like rock up this edge and be like, that was so amazing.
I know. She says it like an air where you can clearly tell that she's like kind of like part of it is a joke, and part of it's just like, what can I say? Like, you are definitely fueling her ego right here, is what I'm saying. But she doesn't need to know that.
Steph's fist bumping a little bit.
Yeah.
Like yes.
Okay. So, question. You guys are all walking into this other room, right?
Yeah.
So Trent's all alone, right?
Oh my god.
No, wait, no. Actually, instead of Delilah will do the same thing that she did earlier, and she will make sure everybody goes before her, looks over at you, and goes, "Dumbass, get your ass over here."
He's not going! He's not leaving the side of this fucking hole, and there's nothing that you guys can do about it.
Oh my god, Trace, if you want to be of any help, just come over here. We're finding a way. They said that there's a cellar somewhere, so that's probably where she is, so that's where we're gonna go. It's a lot safer, and you don't, like, how are you gonna get her back up? How are you even gonna do that?
Figure it out.
No! Get over here.
Chris, who like notices this is going on, sort of backtracks and it kind of tells like Delilah, like, "Hey, you guys go ahead. I'll stay here with Trent to make sure no one fucks up the literal, actual, active crime scene."
We've got well, I'm
done. More than we've
careful
already
there.
done.
We've made quite the scene here.
Yeah. So Chris just kind of ushers them forward, and they'll stay with Trent by the hole.
Okay, before you walk away, she kind of side-eyes you, and she's just like, is it like, all right, up there?
What? No, like that's me saying what? I didn't hear you.
She just like looks over at Chris, like genuinely just flabbergasted. She's like, "Is this guy like okay?"
Chris kind of says in like a very, I guess, sincere tone, and is like, "Look, none of us know what happened in those 2 years he was gone. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep an eye on him just to make sure he's okay, because I'm a bit worried. But you guys go on ahead."
Okay. She
To
stares.
be fair, I'm going to be honest, guys. Your friend has just fallen into a sinkhole that is presumably like hundreds of feet deep.
Yeah, fair.
And you guys are like, let's go to the cellar. Like, that's gonna, like, in
Well,
his
because
mind,
we're-
he's like,
because
why
that's
the
where
fuck are
best-
you going to the cellar? We have to go down the hole.
Because in our minds, it's like, oh, she's probably fell down into the cellar.
Yeah, well, he's like,
unfortunately-
they're in the fucking hole. We have to get her from the fucking hole.
But she, but anyways, back in character. When you say that, she kind of looks at you, like reevaluating everything that she's kind of like how she's like talked at him. And her opinion of you. She looks at you. She looks over at him, and you can see something in her posture change slightly. She's like, "Okay, cool. Be safe." She just turns and walks off.
Don't fall
A
in the
little bit
hole.
introspective.
Before Delilah walks off, Chris kind of just like is like, you do know his name is Trent, right? Not Trace. I didn't know if that was like banter or if you didn't know.
Her back is to you. She stops in her steps. She's like, "Yeah, obviously," in a way that was not like in a way that was so clearly not something she knew about. But
Step's gonna look nervously between like the two sides, kind of debating a little bit on like, do I stay with like Trent or do I like follow Quinn? And is kind of debating for a second, and then ultimately defaults to being like, I trust Quinn, and continues wherever Quinn is going.
We'll be back whenever. Who knows? Maybe we'll just go around and it leads to literally nothing. But if we can find this seller, hopefully we can find her, and hopefully he can get away from the hole. And then she just walks away.
I will say he did step a little bit back. He's not actively fully like on the edge, but he's definitely like standing very much near it to look inside. And because what if the hole miraculously just like fixes itself? Like guys, it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that we've okay. So assuming that most people are going around this side, you're able to get into this little nook. A cobweb and spider infested, it would seem. It's very dark over here. There's no recent windows, and it's pretty much surrounded on all sides by like old boxes, general storage. But you do see, as the clawed marks kind of turn the corner, you see them leading away from, I mean, what right now kind of just looks like a square hole in the ground, with like very intense like struggles, like deep cuts through this wood, around like the sides of it. And as you look like slightly to the right, you see what appears to be like a trap door latch that has been just completely discarded from the top of this entrance. Like, this, holy shit, something broke through this. But it doesn't look like anyone's here. Just the ominous claw markings and the ominous struggle.
Can Step roll education to try and guess how big the something that made those claw marks is?
Sure. Actually, do size for me. Do size roll, because I think that's how you're actually supposed to do that in Call of Cthulhu.
Wait, I thought size was how big your size was.
It is, but you can do checks, or maybe it was actually just you're just meant to. There was something about rules for it. You can just do either do an EDU or oh my god.
I can do psychology on the floor if you want me to. That's mostly just a joke. It's just my psychology is really high.
Psychoanalysis for me, fucker.
Okay, bet.
I was just gonna say do education. You can do education.
Okay, good. Step fumbles the bag real hard. She got an 87. She needed to get lower than a 65. She doesn't know shit.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
Those are claw marks. She can tell they're claw marks.
Know what the fuck made it, but not an animal, you don't think? But
okay, but like she can't get a good read on how big the thing that made it was.
No, it's kind of impossible to tell what the hell would have made these things, especially closer to the actual like entrance. They're like, they seem to be clearly different sizes from the ones going throughout the rest of the house. It's strange.
Step's gonna like slightly move closer to Quinn and be like, I don't know what could have made these.
Quinn is really cool and calm and collected, and she is not losing her fucking mind and she's not quivering in her boots. She still has the axe on her.
In one of her hands or like on her side?
On her side.
Step's gonna reach out and try to hold both Ash and Quinn's hands because she's nervous.
Ash moves away. And she looks over at the boxes. She's looking at the boxes, and she looks at the lamp in her hands. She's like, I wonder if there's oil in here.
Are you gonna try to turn it on, or are you gonna try to get like oil out of the crate?
Well, she can't see. She's gonna try to turn it on.
Yeah, you click the little knob, and it kind of takes a minute, but to your surprise, yeah, it starts up. It looks like there's at least some reservoir in here. It's kind of hard to tell how much, but it does work.
We might need more. And she's just like kind of mumbling to herself.
Is there like here, and she points, it's just pass me that like splinter or whatever. It's like a little stick, I'm imagining.
She hands it over.
Do you think if I throw this down it'll create a noise? Or do we need something bigger?
You might hit Riley.
I mean, at least we'll know that she's down there.
Yeah, she'll make a noise, won't she?
And when you said splinter, like out of character, sorry. When you said splinter, do you mean like a stick, or is it like an actual splinter? I'm sorry.
Like a stick. I just forgot the word for stick, and then I had to correct it the second time around.
Okay. I think I was just confused for a second. Step's gonna offer up. Cool callback to the last one, guys. Step's gonna pull a battery out of her backpack, like one of the little Duracell ones, and like hold it out to you guys and be like, "Could we throw this down?"
Yeah. She grabs it and leans over and just kind of drops it in.
Is this the cellar door, or is this the main hole from before?
This is the cellar door.
Yeah. I mean, you drop it, and you kind of hear like some clanging, and then like you can kind of hear it like it. When I say you hear it clanging, it's not like bouncing off the walls like it was before. Like it sounds like it's hitting a repeated surface, like, and then like it sounds like a much softer like whatever it's doing because you can't really. Or I should have you have the lamp over it, don't you?
Yeah, I can bring over the lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see as it falls. It just goes over some like old steps that kind of go down.
So it's like falling down the steps.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like there's an actual way like down through here. Yeah.
Oh, I guess we could have just done that instead of dropping it, huh?
Yeah.
She pushes onwards in front of you two and goes down first.
Not even okay. And she's just like going behind.
Steps very quickly following behind.
And you all go down into the mysterious cellar. These stairs honestly kind of take a minute. Like you'd think this would either be like a kind of a short stop or like alternatively like a ladder, but no, it's a pretty decent. Like they're fairly steep and they go on for a minute. They seem to mostly be intact. They seem to be in better condition at least than the rest of this house is. Probably just because it's been buried under the earth for the most part. But as you go down, you see that near the top there's a little bit of like stone brick, like a little bit of foundation. But by the time you're at the bottom, it's just dirt. And especially like once you get to the bottom, you kind of look around and it's like whatever this is very clearly isn't a cellar, or at least not anymore. At the very bottom you see just past the steps where it's kind of just like dirt. You see it goes from left to right, just this long stretch of tunnel. And you can't really see the end on either side. There's no light sources, there's nothing down here. All you can see is just like this dirt alcove and what seems to be a like stone paved road running the length of it.
So I want to understand better. Is part of the floor dirt and then there's like a stone paved path, or is just all of the floor paved and then the walls are dirt?
It's like it's the there is some dirt, but it's more like it's like someone took a bunch of like loose stones and packed them into the dirt. And it's
For
like
the floor part or the wall?
for the floor. The wall is
Okay.
completely like dirt and root. It's like
Okay.
a
I just
dirt
wanted to
pile.
understand a little bit better.
No, you're good. And it goes both. There is a way to the left and to the right. You can't see anything either way. It's just a long expanse of dirt and just the nothingness void.
Would we be able to reasonably tell the stairs that we were going down? Was it like straight down in one direction, or did they curve at all?
I mean, it was pretty much straight down. There was a point on the stairs where it like kind of went down, and there was like a little platform to curve, but it didn't really change direction. It was just like a platform so that you could keep going pretty much straight down.
Okay, would we be able to tell based on where we went in relation to the hole if the Riley hole would be towards the left or the right, or no?
I mean, presumably, based on the structure of the house, she should be to the right.
Do you guys think we should go to the right?
Yeah, this is weird. But yeah, we should.
Why the hell does it have this?
I wonder what they were taking down here in those notes.
You know what? It doesn't really matter. Let's not focus on that. She's not scared, guys.
Steph's gonna like be writing in her book a little bit, like occasionally leaning towards Ash just to get like a little bit of the lamplight, a little bit, just like writing down little theories of like what could they be bringing down in the cellar.
Are you guys gonna
mostly
go?
quiet.
Are you guys gonna go to the right, or are you guys debating?
Going to the right.
We're going to the right.
Okay.
Keep your hand up. I keep your hands up against the right wall. I heard that apparently, like, just in case, like, if you get lost, you know, you can find your way back by just sticking.
Like a maze.
Yeah, not obviously there wouldn't be a maze under here. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's a survival tip because I know those.
Well,
Yeah, that's really smart. And then Steph immediately stops writing and puts her hand on the wall.
well, I mean, it could be a maze down here. I don't know why they do it, but why'd they have this whole thing? She's like waving everywhere. Why'd they have all of this?
Steph's gonna like press forward a little bit and be like, "It's not gonna be a maze." Very clearly trying to tell herself that she doesn't want it to be a maze. Steph is directionally challenged, if it wasn't quite obvious.
Yeah, I feel like it's very obvious.
It's like a weird
right
combination because she knows where like what's in town, but she also can't tell like what's her left and what's her right.
As they're walking towards the right, is there any noise or anything from the main hole?
You stand there in front of the ominous black hole, and there is nothing. You don't hear any movement. Like, there's nothing.
Cool. Still not moving.
I'd imagine maybe KRIS like called down just to see if like just calls down to the group to see if they can hear them from up there, but I'm gonna assume there's also gonna be no response.
You're calling from the main one?
The Riley hole or the cellar hole?
Yeah.
Riley hole.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you do that. You don't hear anything in response, though. What I will say is for the rest of the group who is walking down the ominous tunnels, is you kind of hear someone's voice off in the distance, but you can't really make out what they're saying. They're like, it sounds familiar, but it does sound very, very distant.
Familiar to all of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So you hear something in the direction that you're walking, but you can't make out what they're actually like saying.
Can we tell if they're like loud? Like, does it sound like they're loud and far away, or close and like close-ish and quiet?
Oh no, it would be loud and far away.
Okay. That's got to be Riley, right?
It has to be.
I mean,
Unless
I don't know
there's
who else it would be.
Unless there's someone else down here in these tunnels with us. And she says it
Hey,
as like a
guys.
joking thing, but also she's like kind of nervous about it.
Which of you has the lowest luck?
I have
The lowest luck.
I have a 50.
Yeah.
What?
Mine's a 70, or mine's currently 70.
Okay.
Mine is 60.
Well, I guess I have the lowest.
Okay. Hey, could I actually, as far as you can do it's actual luck rolls, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
want to do rolls?
you can do actual luck rolls, and you can also use your luck for luck points each session.
Yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's true, but then as I was saying, it's like, wait, what if I'm stupid and misremembering the rules? Yeah. Ashley, make a roll for me.
Oh boy.
Wait, do you want all of us to make a roll or just Ash?
No,
28.
just
Ash. Okay.
28.
28. That is a pass. So, while you guys are walking along, you don't really see anything. I mean, like, you keep going, but it's just the same. It's the same, like, stone road, dirt, like, tunnel that just goes on. As you're stepping, you step a little to the left just off the pathway. And you all very, very nearly, like, completely trip over. But you catch yourself pretty well just in time. And like as you look down to see what happened, you notice your foot is kind of entangled in like a weird root growth that's here. It doesn't seem too tight around your foot or anything. Like you're able to step away and like step out of it.
Ugh.
But as you're going, you notice along here that the roots are like especially like there's an intense growth here. You notice some of them are kind of like torn away, like very clearly and naturally. It's not like just that they were grown here, like they grew down here and they are like torn and scratched up. And it looks like something is caught in it, like a scrap of something is caught in it, but it's kind of hard to tell what.
If I bring the lamp closer, can I tell?
Yeah, you can try, yeah, if you want to bring the lamp over and get on your tippy toes.
Oh, it's like on the roots coming down from the ceiling, not on the ground.
It's like, yeah, from the upper wall.
Oh, okay.
But you bring it over, and as you try to get a closer look, it's kind of hard. It's a little too high for you to grasp at. But you're pretty sure looking at it that it's fur.
Mm.
But before you can get much of a closer look at it, you kind of like as you're kind of shuffling around, you take a step back and almost fall over again on one of the clusters on the ground.
God. Does it look like so okay, I was going to ask if it looks like there were more, or if it's like something is changing with the ground, or if she's just that fucking clumsy right now.
Would you care to make Miss Delilah Quinn? Let me see what check with this. This is. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be. You know what, Delilah? I think would this count as a sanity check? Make a sanity check for me.
Chad, do I want to fail or succeed these? I forgot. Chad, do I want to fail or succeed? I got a 14. I succeeded.
You succeeded?
On the sanity check. I forgot.
Hey, Delilah. You look a little closer, because Ash, because she's had to get closer to it, is no longer standing, like, on the road that you guys are. And you kind of look down at her feet, because she's kind of been stumbling over it, and you swear you see, like, something moving. Like, it's kind of hard to make out, is it, like, dirt? Is it the roots themselves? You aren't sure? You swear to God they are moving. Take away 1 single point of sanity, by the way.
Chat, it's session 1. It's session 1, bro. And while you're actually perfect timing, which you literally just texted me. While you guys are dealing with that predicament, because I was literally just about to do this. Hi, Trent and Chris. You're standing over the hole. Nothing has changed about the hole. At least not yet. Did you? Was there anything you wanted to say to each other? Like while you guys are standing in a room together, silently looking at a hole.
Yeah, I think eventually Trent would go and like sit down up against a wall or something. Still like close to the hole, keeping an eye. But I don't think I mean there's no point in just standing and looking at a hole that's doing nothing for 40 minutes. And I think he'd dust off a little spot and he'd sit down and he'd sort of gesture for Chris to come sit beside him.
Chris, who looks so stressed out right now, by the way, for like so many reasons. You know, goes to sit down beside Trent. But they kind of just like burrow their head like into their knees. And they kind of just like sit there for a bit. But then eventually they like stop doing that, and then they just kind of look to Trent and they're like, eventful first day, or I guess not first day, but like eventful first week back, I suppose.
Yeah. And he sort of like looks away from you as you say that. Because to him, I mean, it hasn't really been back so much. It is for everybody else. And he keeps like he looks into your eyes and like glances back over at the hole every 3 seconds. You know, he still gotta keep it in check.
Yeah.
And he's just gonna be like, are you okay?
Chris just kind of like sighs and goes, yeah, I'm alright. Just, you know, reeling from watching Riley fall into the fucking abyss. So that's really great. But I guess all things considered, I'm alright. What about you? Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Chris's photos? Question mark. How would any of them be ready by now? Her little Polaroids?
Are you asking me or Pfeiffer?
That would be
presumably you.
Okay. Yeah, I would say, I mean, they've just been sitting there for a while, so I'd say, like, yeah, they're ready.
Okay, he would, like, point at I'm assuming you're keeping them in, like, a bag?
Yeah.
He would just, like, point at the bag and gesture at it as if, like, let me see. Here are the photos.
What? What's my character's name? Chris takes out the photos and basically shows them to Trent.
Yeah. He thumbs through them a little bit. And then you know, he's sort of slowly looking through them silently. You've changed.
I mean,
And he's like, obviously a little bit nervous about this conversation.
Kind of like nervously laughs. Not nervously, but a little bit nervously. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, I guess I'd hope so. It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
I suppose you haven't, and it's kind of weird. It's kind of like I'm looking at a ghost.
Yeah. I think he'd pause at that, and he would just put the photos back into your bag. I don't know if he would comment specifically on that. You got better at photo taking though. Those are all right.
Chris like laughs at that and goes, "Yeah, I had some help."
He nods. I don't know. Without further prompting, that's all he has to say. He's a little bit, maybe right conversation beside the ominous hole,
Yeah. They're coping. They're coping.
They're coping with awkward conversations that they both don't want to have. It's fine.
Yeah, it's great. The cousin dynamic, guys.
Truly. And yeah, without further prompting, he's gonna kind of turn his head away from active conversation and just keep looking at the hole. Hashtag the hole. Hashtag the hole will change. Hashtag we getting Riley out the hole by looking at it.
I think Chris just kind of starts mindlessly like flipping through the photos on their own. I'd say one of them is a photo of like the hole, and they kind of just look back between the photo of the hole and then like the actual hole for like a bit.
It's a hole.
We gotta compare. We gotta compare and contrast.
And it looks the same.
Okay.
I will.
Yeah.
As your guys' conversation kind of comes to an end, and you're just sitting there again, you hear a strange, like, shifting noise from the hole.
Chris immediately gets up and they immediately like get to it. I'd imagine they react so fast.
The hole. Both of them get up and scramble over to the hole.
You guys go and look at the hole, which is now making strange shifting noises. And you sit there and you look at it, and you realize that it is not your friend Riley ascending from the earth. Alas. Instead, though, perhaps worse, you can see along the very edges from the dirt, like the walls that you can see, the dirt slowly like sliding down, collapsing in on itself. Oh shit! And you see, I assume you guys kind of just sit there and watch, because it looks like this hole doesn't really fill all the way back to the top, because that's not how gravity works. But you can see now where the bottom of the hole is as it slowly fills in with the surrounding dirt and closes.
We can see the bottom of the hole. We can see the bottom of the hole. We can see the bottom of the hole.
See the bottom of the hole?
Trent's jumping in the hole.
Okay. Trent jumps through the floor, like, not very far at all. Like, you hit the bottom of what is now the bottom of the hole, and you can kind of still poke your head up through the floor.
Okay. I'm getting on my hands and knees. I'm digging in the dirt. We have to get to her.
Chris like goes into the hole, which I'm assuming is like barely even a hole, because apparently you can stand in it.
You can see the edge where the hole very clearly was, but it has filled in, like around the edges, around the walls, like
collapsed in on itself, basically.
Okay.
Trent is on his hands and knees and is actively digging with his hands into the solid ground because he needs to get to her.
Chris very, like, they don't want to jump in the hole, but they do. And they try to, like, kind of gently pull Trent back. It's like, Trent, that's not gonna do anything. We can't, that's not gonna work.
Is it working?
You're
No.
digging at, you like try to dig at it. Surprisingly, the earth doesn't feel like the way it would if it was like freshly like placed. It's pretty solid. So you're just trying to dig at mostly solid earth with your hands. I guess it's working, but you're not getting very far.
Okay, well, like, how good is it working?
Not
Poorly?
very.
Okay, then he'll listen. Okay. It's poorly.
Chris, like, noticed. Never mind, actually. I guess this wouldn't count. Never mind.
Okay.
Mysterious.
Well, I guess we're in a fucking regular hole now. Shit, man.
I mean, I'm assuming they can climb out pretty easily, right? I mean,
Yeah.
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 I hope,
right
I hope the tunnel isn't sealing in. I hope the cellar isn't sealing up. Me talking to
Okay,
myself,
well.
guys.
Chris takes some photos, and one of them is just Trent. Not intentionally, they're trying to, like, do it for examination purposes, but, you know, Trent in the
This is
hole.
Trent standing in a hole.
Like, standing in a hole, basically, Trent in the hole, hole in one.
Okay, well, shit, now what do we do? If there's not an evil, ominous hole to babysit, we can't babysit the fucking regular hole. Shit, man, wanna go to the catacombs?
Chris is like, yeah, maybe we can try and catch up with them and make sure they're okay too. Because if this happened, I have concerns about the cellar, and honestly, we should probably go now as opposed to waiting. I don't want to know what happens if we give it too much time. And Chris kind of starts like walking towards the cellar, like right after that.
Yep, Trent follows. We're going to the catacombs.
Yeah.
All you had to do was seal up the ominous hole. That's all you had to do.
Yeah, you go to the catacombs. And you see what everyone else did when they first went in. I don't know if you were really looking over here when they were kind of first exploring it. You see the weird fucking marks all along the floor, along the entrance. I don't know if either of you have a light source on yet.
Well, the only thing they would have would be maybe if their like camera has a light in it, but they wouldn't have like a flash because they're already carrying like their whole ass med kit and then like their whole ass camera. So I wouldn't say.
I'd allow you to use your
in-
flash as a camera. Or
Does the
sorry,
phone
your
have a
flash as
light?
a light.
Okay,
what is it? I have not established what is in Trent's backpack other than you know what.
Do you want to?
But I don't think that works as a light source because it's a brick. But I have not established.
Fast enough.
I haven't established what's in his bag, so I don't want to just be like, he obviously has a flashlight. Because I don't think I don't know.
If you think
it's not that I don't think that. It's not that I don't think that he would. I just don't want to be like, yes, he does have it when I did not establish that previously.
Does the phone have a light? Like, does it emit light?
It's
So barely.
I mean, I'm willing to let you use Chris's flash as a light source. But I will be generous because it's session 1. If you want to say Trent has a light on him, I will let you because it's session 1.
If I
Okay,
could offer like an idea, you could probably just write it off as like something that his parents gave him for like his own safety.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I will. It's session 1. I'll just let you do that.
Who's ready to die in the catacombs in session 1, bro?
Okay, he goes into his backpack and he pulls out like this actually like massive beacon flashlight gun.
Oh my
Like it's actually like a unit of a flashlight. It has a massive battery pack in it because everything was 10,000 times bigger than it needed to be in the 80s. And he like takes it, like he clicks the little button on it and it takes a couple seconds and it like starts up. And it's like a beacon.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I mean you can see there's stairs here. And there's
Cool.
Hmm?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, Chris kind of looks in astonishment, and it's like, Trent, how big is your bag? How are you carrying? You know what? Never mind. We should go check on him.
It's a flashlight. It has in a school backpack. I'm basing
Well,
this
I
off of
didn't
my
know
real life flashlight, and it's not that big.
Okay.
A unit of a flashlight is like you can still hold it in one hand.
Okay, maybe I
it's not that big.
misunderstood how large the flashlight was. Okay, my bad. Chris doesn't say that.
It's you know the video I sent last night where I'm going around and I'm shooting things with my flashlight gun. It's that one.
Okay. Never mind then. Anyways, Chris would probably have their camera out anyways with the flash on because they do want to, photo. But yeah.
That's beautiful. You go down these stairs, this through the cellar door. Takes a minute to get to the bottom, longer than it should for a cellar. And by the time you get to the bottom, you see the ominous expansive tunnel. In front of you are a couple of like stones pressed into the dirt here, and what is a otherwise like perfectly dug out like section of like hollow earth. It is pitch black down here, and it looks like there are two ways you can go. You can go left or you can go right.
Well, I'm going to go off of the same principle that the others went off of for which way we should go, which is probably whatever way would lead more directly to Riley. So we're probably also going to go right.
Okay. Then you head off to the right. You look down, you don't see anybody, but I mean,
Can
it makes
Chris-
most sense to go, so.
Can Chris call out and
If
see
you'd
if
like
they...
to.
Okay, Chris calls out and is like, guys.
And with that, assuming you guys are walking down the terrible dirt road, I'm gonna go back to the other group. Delilah, you're pretty sure the ground is moving, or at least the root system, and also you all suddenly hear that voice from earlier behind you a ways. Like the voice you heard shouting from earlier in front of you, you hear that same voice and now it's behind you.
Is it still shouting, or does it sound like it's closer?
It sounds like it was closer than it was before. And you can make out that it's just kind of like saying like guys, like question mark.
Oh, okay.
But it's still like it's closer than it was before, but now it is behind you instead of in front of you. And it's a little bit closer than it was before.
You both would, at the sound of like the voice calling again, you both would see, before she could like hide it, you can see Quinn flinch slightly. And then just look back and be like, how the hell did they get behind us? Are we like...
What do you think it is? Because do you think the tunnels connect in a different way? Like if there's like another passage behind us?
Maybe they just came down the cellar too?
If that was one of them talking to us.
It's probably just like Step's very clearly like nervous. It's probably just like Chris and Trent. Like maybe they decided to come down.
Yeah, probably. You guys would also notice that Delilah seems more antsy. Like she seems to be shifting on her feet a little bit more than usual. But you guys obviously could just chalk that up to, we're in a scary situation, and not Delilah just saw the fucking roots moving. Because why would she bring that up, guys? It was nothing. It was nothing.
Maybe we should call back out to them.
Yeah, we should. She walks again in front of you guys, like putting herself as a barrier, and goes, "Hello."
Yeah, Trent, you hear very slightly in the distance a very familiar voice saying, going hello through the hall.
Chris, would I recognize the voice as Delilah, or is it like too far away to tell?
It's probably close enough now that you can tell it's Delilah's, or at least it's one of the three. But yeah, probably Delilah.
Chris would go, Quinn, it's Chris and Trent.
Can we see the beam of light down the tunnel?
Would we hear that? Would we be able to hear that?
Yeah, I mean, you'd be able to hear that, and it's still a little ways away. You try to look for, like, if they have any source on, but I don't think any of you know for sure they have any source of light, and, like, you're squinting, you think maybe you see something, but, like, you're having a really hard time seeing through the dark down here.
Step's gonna, like, cup her hands around her mouth, and, yell back, Chris, Trent, it's Step. Ash and Quinn are here also.
Yeah.
Chris calls back, the hole filled itself.
What?
What?
The hole filled itself. Don't know what happened to Riley.
Did Chris just say the hole filled itself, or am I going crazy?
I think Chris just said the hole filled itself.
Oh.
Oh God.
She seems very discomforted by that fact. She's like, it's probably just, the place is old, and,
Yeah, it's
it's not really
unstable.
stable.
It's unstable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
surrounded by dirt. It's reasonable to conclude that a hole in the dirt would cause more dirt to go into the hole, and then Step looks suspiciously at the ceiling and the walls, slowly realizing that there is dirt all around us.
Yeah, and
Way too rapidly for it to be natural.
Trent also yells, "Yeah, it was really weird."
How about you guys come here instead of yelling?
Okay.
I'd imagine Chris started running, but they're still trying to communicate.
No, I think at that point, after you were like, you guys should come over here, I think Quinn kind of grabs onto your sleeve and is like, we could try the other way, I think. Not this way.
Not this way?
Let's just, and she's you both have known each other for well enough. I think at this point you could tell that something's off. Hey,
Quinn.
She's a bit too nervous. Yeah.
Hey, Quinn.
What's up? By the way, she took her hand off of the dirt wall.
Okay, no, that's fine. As you guys go to push the other two forward, you very suddenly feel something on your left shoulder.
She yelps and jumps away and turns around. What the fuck was that?
Turns around immediately.
You turn around immediately and hear another very similar yelp as whatever had grabbed you stepped away, and as I assume you turn your light to see what the fuck that was, you see Riley.
What the fuck, girl? What the fuck?
Covered in dirt and grime, and also now scared.
Riley!
Riley!
And, Step's gonna push forward to try and grab Riley.
Oh, thank God.
Ash turns
Let's get the
around.
hell out of here.
Ash
How much
turns around.
does
She
Kristen
yells,
have here?
Okay. May I?
Huh?
Ash turns around. She like yells to the other two. We found Riley.
And
Okay.
Chris, I would imagine goes, they found Riley, and then like they start running, and I'm assuming Trent.
Yeah. Well, Trent's running. He got delayed.
Ash kind of like
Yeah.
looks back real quick, and she studies Quinn for a second. And she goes, "Turn back around."
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. She's
Chris
already like started like backing off, but she's like grabbed a hold of Riley and is like fast walking down this tunnel.
Riley is very clearly like dazed and confused, does not know exactly what's going on, but like she doesn't fight you or anything. She just kind of like goes,
Okay. Step's gonna like follow up the rear to make sure that Riley doesn't like fall back at all or like fall anywhere, so that she can like be behind Riley to make sure she's stable.
Yeah, I don't think that Trent and Chris would have turned around. They would have just stopped and began waiting.
yeah. It doesn't take very long after between you guys trying to run to catch up to them and them now pretty briskly walking back. You guys eventually you see the light shining very very dimly through this like tunnel, and eventually you guys see each other and meet up.
Chris looks very kind of like flabbergasted. They're looking at Riley like they looked at Trent after not seeing him for 2 years. And they're kind of just like, we saw the hole filled up with like dirt. How did you get out?
Chris, let's get out of here first.
Is this cave filling up too?
I don't. Let's just go, okay? We found Riley. She probably hit her head, right? I mean, it seemed like it was a pretty big fall. It's. I mean, don't you want to see if she needs medical attention?
Riley's gonna like
get up.
looks around these arguments like, for what it's worth, I mean, I feel fine. I remember falling, but I didn't think it was that far. I was mostly just wandering back through these tunnels.
What? Okay, guys, Kate, let's go.
Bro didn't like that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Step's gonna like try to have like an air of finality, but it's not really coming off great. Being like, let's go back to Bailey's.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I need to get the house keys from him. I should probably go take a shower.
Yeah, definitely.
You're covered in dirt.
Can Quinn like glance over? Are there any like roots on her?
You look over, but no, you don't. I mean, you can see the roots still along the wall, and again, there's a lot of them in this area that look very like beat up, out of shape. There's a couple like longer bits that are snapped onto the floor, but like they aren't moving. It seems fine. Everything looks fine.
Okay.
Does Step keeping her hand on the wall cause problems at all?
Not that you can see. I mean, you keep running your hands along. Like, yeah, as far as you're aware, everything's fine. I mean, the tunnels are weird and creepy and dark, but like nothing strange has happened.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, Quinn is walking back. She's definitely like glancing around. I feel like Riley, considering they've been right next to each other because she's like ushering her forward, would see Quinn like glare at the other path that isn't like straight to the exit. Like it personally offended her. But she definitely looked back at that tuft of fur that was in the ceiling on our way back.
We're not. Wait, is everyone's plan to go down the other path, or are we like going up?
Leaving.
No.
Okay.
Quinn is leaving. Quinn is getting.
We're just making sure.
I mean, if you want to go, you have less of a reason.
No, that's why I was asking. No, that's why I was asking.
Okay.
And you guys start walking to make your way back. And then you keep walking. And
I will dig through the wall.
And You spend so long speed walking along this dirt road that you're pretty sure you should be back by now. You're pretty sure it didn't take this long when you first walked down this cellar to get to these, to get down the path. And you've got 2 lights now. It's pretty easy to check the wall for the little divot or to get back. But you don't see anything.
Have we hit
don't think
the
so.
area where the fork in the road was, or are we still going down what we assume is the right tunnel?
I mean, you went backwards, but it was just a forward and back tunnel. Like,
Well,
the
no, but it
fork
was
was arbitrarily made by the fact that you were entering through the side entrance. It's just one long.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood a little bit how the tunnel worked.
I will dig upwards. Everyone hold on to my feet and push me up, and Trent will dig through the ground in a vertical fashion.
Hey, can I get a spot hidden from you, Step?
Yeah, totally. My spot hidden is 65, so I need to get 65 or lower. That's a 27. Yay.
Did you pass? Okay.
Yeah, I passed.
You see, as you guys are kind of walking through, and you guys, presumably keep going. I don't assume you've stopped yet. You see what looks to be the edge of a little divot to the left of the wall, which should, realistically, be where the stairs you got down from are.
Step's gonna, excitedly exclaim from the back, because Step is still in the back. Guys, I think that's the exit on the left up there.
That?
I guess based on just how Step's gonna, kind of step forward in front a little bit to be like, yeah, this is the exit, because, Step wants to get out. This is definitely, I've spotted the exit, I'm going to the exit, and is walking faster towards the exit. It's the exit.
It's easy.
And you catch up, and I assume people are following, or is it just...
You know it.
Yep.
For what it's worth, at least for Riley's. And you go up, and you veer off. You couldn't really see it from that distance. It was kind of hard to see, but yeah, Step's right. There is a little divot in the wall here. But as you all step forward and step into it, it becomes very apparent, very quickly, this isn't the exit.
All right, guys.
It's not a very big space. It is about the same size as what that stairwell had dug out. But it's just kind of dirt and rocks and more roots, predominantly along the ceiling this time. And I will say, Step, you see something. You don't there's not much to see. It looks again mostly just dirt, rocks maybe, but you see something glimmering beneath a pile of stone and rubble, just out of the corner of your eye.
Step's gonna go to investigate that.
You move some of the wood, the debris, the stones out of the way, and you find what seems to be kind of all that's here, maybe? Is you kind of have to dust it off a bit. The cover is not very distinct. It looks just bound in leather, just plain leather, but it looks like some sort of book. It's fairly dense. It's not super large. It's journal sized.
She's gonna immediately start trying to read it. Open it up, see what's inside.
Okay. Hey, can you make me a sanity check, Step?
Damn it. Okay. My sanity is a cool crisp 55. So let's see what she does. Oh, that's a 97.
Okay.
Yeah.
You open this book,
Steph
and
loves books.
Session
guys.
1, bro.
She loves books.
you or because you failed that check, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
No, that's
completely
actually good for
inflamed.
you. You open this book and it just looks blank. It looks like a blank page. It looks like the pages are blank.
Oh, weird. Steph's gonna start holding the pages up to the light, like where the light would shine through the pages, would that affect her vision at all?
I mean, not. I mean, again, there's like it's kind of like the lantern stuff. I don't know if anyone else tries to look at the book, but as far as you can tell, you don't. It does. It looks completely fine. It looks like a blank page. The only thing you can see is on like the front cover. You see the initials AT like kind of engraved in it, but like you don't see anything written on the actual pages of the book.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, guys? All in. Trent looks at the book.
Trent, make me a sanity check.
Oh, it's all or nothing.
It's all or nothing.
All right. Oh shit. Okay, I failed too. I got 88.
So you try to look at this weird book that Steph is holding. You don't see shit. You look at it. You failed, right? You failed.
Oh, so fully.
Okay. Then yeah, you look at it and you don't see anything. It looks like a blank book.
Guys, who
Okay.
else wants to gather around the book?
He
I will do a quick-
looked.
If no one
he
looks like
at
they, sorry, you can go.
sorry.
Well,
Yeah, I just wanted. He like looks at the book. It's blank. He goes, huh. And he turns back to the wall where the exit should be, and he does actually start using his hands to try and dig away out.
Steph's gonna like run her hands along the spine of the book, and be like, I could use this to take notes later. And she's gonna like run her hands along the pages to see if she feels like the indent of someone, like something having been written on one of the pages. Like would I need to do another check to see if she would feel the imprint of what could have been written on one of the pages?
I'll let you do a spot hidden for that. I'll let you do a separate roll for that.
I'll do spot hidden. God, what's my spot hidden again? That's a 65. Let me check what roll I get. 24. I succeed.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of run your hands along it. And hang on. Holy shit, I lost my notes. Hold up. Sorry.
This guy.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, you run your hands along the page, and like as you're doing it, just kind of like feel around, you realize like it definitely feels like something. Like you can feel where there's clearly like should be like divots in the page. But
as aforementioned from session 1, Step's gonna do the pencil and the rubbing the paper thing on to transfer one of the pages from this book onto one of the pages of her book.
Okay, you can do that. Okay. Yeah, I have two things. I mean, yeah, you can do that if you would like to. I'm assuming you get out your little paper, your little notebook, you do that. You press it down and you can clearly feel like where something should be under your fingers. But when you go to transfer it to your book, you don't see anything.
Can I look at the book as well?
What?
I feel left out.
If you'd like to, you're welcome to make a sanity check. I will say, for you, Steph, when you did that initial spot hidden, you, as you were kind of flipping through a lot of these pages, you're in certain points your field of vision blots out in like white and gray, and you see at the top of some of these pages 4 symbols like that clearly pass through your vision, and you're like as you're flipping through. Like when you go to double check, you don't see anything, but like you definitely saw this. You remember seeing like a crescent moon, a rose, a moth, a lamp, and what looked a little bit like a vague wave pattern, but you couldn't get a very good look at it.
Sorry, you said crescent moon, moth, rose,
lamp.
A lamp, and then like an obscure wave pattern.
Okay.
Are the moth and lamp in the same one, or are those two separate?
Those were on different pages. That being said, the only one who's seeing this is Step. Like, this is Step's field of vision.
Yeah, this is only Step is seeing this. Would Step recognize any of these shapes? More specifically, the lamp shape?
The lamp, I mean, like, I guess they're pretty simplified. They're pretty generic. It feels a little familiar to you, the lamp, but like, it's not much. That could just be because it's a pretty regular lamp shape.
Okay. Is it lampshade like oil lampshade or lampshade like lampshade?
Like oil lamp, like a lamp.
Okay. Not like. Oh god, I almost just pulled terrible. I forgot. This is the lamp that's a leg. This has nothing to do with anything. It's just the first thing that came to mind. Sorry, gang.
Anyways, Ashley, what was that part you made, by the way?
I got a 24. That's a pass.
That's a pass. Okay. So, yeah, when you look at this book, you do not see a blank page, but, you're not really sure what you see. You try, like, as you see Step flipping through these pages, it's like the words are moving, or maybe sometimes they're just not there. You can see pretty clearly at the tops of certain pages these symbols too, and it looks like there's something written next to each of them, but you can't make out the words. Like, it's weird. Like, looking at it for too long almost makes your head hurt.
Okay.
We got the scary book. We got the scary book. Bro, whose fucking diary is this?
Step's gonna kind of like hold it a little bit and be like, I guess it's just blank.
What do you mean?
Maybe
it's
we can
blank?
hold on to it.
Yeah, Riley also looks kind of confused and goes, what do you mean?
It's got words. I can't read them.
It has the like shapes in the corner,
No,
but like it
it's
doesn't.
full of them.
Trent looks back from where he's digging into the wall. Yeah, it's blank.
I don't.
Riley
I
looks
don't
confused, I guess,
see
and goes,
anything.
no, I could definitely make out some of those words. I mean, maybe not down here, but never mind. I think actually we should probably get out of here.
Yeah.
How's the progress on the hole going?
The progress on the whole is going better than it was going on the surface, but still not well.
Can I roll a strength check?
I suppose if you'd like to.
Yay! This is all I'm good for, man.
If you feel like you must, I shan't stop you.
Okay, I rolled a 1.
You try so hard to get through this wall, and you immediately run into like a giant cluster of like packed roots, and you try with all your might.
Wait, I thought a 1 was
rip them out of the
was a critical success.
Whoa, one's a critical. Fuck.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I said I rolled. That's why I was so shocked.
Yeah, one's a critical
rolled a
success, isn't it? 100 is a critical failure.
To be fair. Okay, sorry, my bad. It's backwards. I'm not used to this shit. Yeah, I mean, you go. I mean, you, through sheer force of will, you managed to make a dent in the side of this random, like, alcove. Like, you really, really, really try, and you make a pretty decent distance. But, like, you could keep going, I suppose, if you wanted to, but, like, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. That being said, you have made a very impressive hole in the wall. It's magnificent to behold.
Trent-shaped hole in the wall.
You have made, for it to be your bare hands, you have made, like, you've left your mark.
This is his legacy.
That's so fucking funny, bro. Why did I have to roll a 1 on the stupid fucking shit roll that meant nothing?
Well, you've left your mark on this world. It's okay, Trent.
Oh my god. No.
It'll
Does
be
Chris
here for
take the
generations to come.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, like he turns back to say, yeah, it's definitely blank, and you all look up, and he's like 3 feet into the wall.
How did you do
it,
that?
guys.
How did
If
you
you give him enough time.
If you give them enough time. Riley looks at the goes, I think maybe we should just try the road again. I mean, I'm sure the actual exits are on here somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys had to have gotten down here somehow.
Step like turns away and is like more focused on the other. Like, yeah, we can get out of here, and then shuts the book and like slips it into her bag.
Okay.
His hands are like covered. There's dirt all under his fingernails. He was scraping that shit away. There's like you look down and there's like a big ass rock that's been cracked in half. He looks actually like a little bit deranged, and like it's actually like saddening. He has to move on.
Sorry guys, I have to pop away for like just a minute. I will be back though.
You're good.
I can't believe you were the fucking one on the fucking hole.
You got a one in the hole.
I think he probably looks fucking crazy. Guys, new theory.
Trent dug
New
the hole.
theory. Trent is a groundhog.
Whoa.
True. New theory. And that's why he hasn't aged, because it's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah, he only ages on Groundhog Day. Every third Groundhog Day. No, I can't fit the whole Trent image in as one of the server emotes.
It's okay. You could do just the top half.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
Me and Trace. Trace dig the hole. Trent it, baby.
Trent it, baby. Do I still have Dirk and Baby? What server is that from?
Dirk it, baby is
I do.
Nexus. Oh, well,
Turned.
I can't believe I rolled a fucking one on the fucking hole.
The fuck? I'm so glad you got in that one in the fucking hole.
I'm not. I could have used that nat one for something else, something greater, something grander. That wasn't a roll that I knew was gonna do nothing.
If I felt like going through my camera roll, I'd add the other Lumine images, but that's so much.
That's so far back.
I think we have them. I mean, I have all of them because it's in the other server, but
I have all of them.
because I think they're in the main. They're in the Brooklyn server.
I really like this one. This one's my
It is
favorite.
the best one. It is the best one, and you can't even see the Lose Mansion scribble in the background.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
No, it's really, really good.
Oh, my favorite.
That's why this one made the cut and not the others.
My favorite character, Umin.
Umin.
My favorite character, Umin. That's not Zhongli from Genshin Impact. That's Umin, bro. Put some respect on
That's
this
Umin
name.
in Lose Mansion, bro.
That's Umin from a Lose Mansion. Sorry, that's actually that's Umin from Ue's Shun.
Did I have Ash take away Point of Sanity for seeing that book?
I took it away anyway.
Okay, good. Because, yeah, she should have lost a point for seeing the book. So should you.
What?
Sorry, I have to also fuck with because Riley saw the book.
Of course, Riley saw the fucking book. She
Oh
would,
no!
wouldn't
What will she do with her 89 sanity points?
Yeah, I shouldn't, Trent has 40, and maybe I should stop just being all or nothing, but it's kind of funny.
Hey gang, I'm back.
Yay!
Hi.
What did I miss?
Hello.
Nothing. We were just
Nothing.
talking about old gifs. Or
Oh,
old,
okay.
old emotes.
Okay, all I heard was like Trent's sanity points, and I was like, what the fuck did I miss?
No, I was making, because I wasn't sure if I told Ash to take off a sanity point, so I was double checking if I told her to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming you leave the hole in the wall behind.
He kisses it before he goes.
It'll be here for generations. Don't worry, Trent.
I don't even think that's true.
And then do you guys continue? What do you guys do?
Again,
Steph wants to leave now.
There's nowhere else to go.
Forward march.
And you go. And it gets a little concerning, the amount of time that you've spent down here. Certainly long enough that if the stairs were there, you've passed them about 3 times over.
Trent thinks longingly about the hole. If he just had a little bit more time.
If you just had a little bit more time. It's getting to the point where maybe you should stop and reconsider the plan. Like, what the hell you're even supposed to do at this point. But who's at the front of the group right now?
I'd actually assume Trent because he has the beacon, which
Okay.
is the best source of light down here. So I'd assume he'd be at the front and Ashley would be at the back with the lantern. Is what
Okay.
the ideal formation would be, but
Yeah,
I could
I'm
be wrong.
assuming Delilah is probably right behind you because she wants to get the fuck out of here.
And Trent, on the distant horizon, you see what you're pretty sure is light.
Oh my
And not like from your flashlight or like, the ominous yellow haze of like a lantern or like a torch. It kind of looks like daylight.
Oh my god. A single tear falls down his cheek.
Right as you were thinking about returning to the hole. It's a little ways away, like you can't see it too well, but it's something.
We go. We go. We have nowhere else to go but forward we go.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And you go, and as you get closer, you can see the edges of the cave give way. And you can't really see what's on the other side just yet. It's just like, the white glow of morning light. And then until you break through the barrier and you step out of this wretched fucking tunnel into the warm light of like late afternoon. It kind of actually looks like the sun is setting, maybe. And you realize you're not like on like the dirt of the woods or anything. You like step out and your feet, like your shoes, like kind of sink down into what you realize pretty quickly is sand. And as you look around, you're currently standing on the beach, the far side of the beach that connects to the lake.
Oh.
You were on, because you know Wellspring, you know this town, you were on pretty much the exact opposite side of town from the old mill house.
And we're not gonna think about that right now.
But you are free. You are back in Wellspring, you didn't leave Wellspring, Vermont, but you're not in the tunnels. You're
back on the
Wellspring,
surface.
You made it out of the
Vermont.
underground.
Yeah, you're not beneath Wellspring, Vermont. You're in Wellspring, Vermont.
Quinn glances behind them at the tunnel. Is the entrance still there?
Yeah, I mean, You look back. I assume everyone's kind of stepped out, taken a minute. But you look back and yeah, it's still there.
Okay. She visibly sags with relief.
Guys, we could have gotten out there so much faster if we just had a little bit more time.
And he's allowed to think that.
If you guys had put that one energy towards my original idea of digging directly upwards like a drill, imagine the headway we could have made.
We might have accidentally bumped into a building, and then there would have been no way for us to get out.
That would have been, well, at least we would have tried.
Yeah, but now we
As
actually got
opposed
out,
to
and we're
making
free.
it out? Yeah.
Quinn is not responding to you.
Head count is everyone with us.
I mean, yeah, you look around, your friends are here, Riley is here, she is covered in dirt, but she is here.
Riley,
Oh,
go
yeah.
walk into the ocean.
What?
You gotta rinse the dirt off.
No, don't
Walking into the lake? I'm gonna go get the house keys from Bailey and take a shower.
But it'd be funnier.
I'm not going into the lake.
Trent goes into the lake.
Trent, why are you going?
Steph kind of walks close to Riley.
His hands are actually caked in dirt and mud right now, bro.
I mean, yeah, if you want, you can go rinse your hands off in the lake. It's a little ways away. Like, you're kind of pretty. You're further back. You're up against like where it connects to the rest of town. But I mean, you're welcome to go rinse yourself off in the lake.
He's going to rinse his hands and arms in the lake because his hands and arms are caked in dirt.
Yeah, Riley will not.
Gross.
Riley will not be joining you because it is her whole body, and it's also more of like a dusting.
Mm-hmm.
Or like smudging along her like outfit. But good for you, Trent University. At least someone got in the lake.
NYNA, pick us up.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Steph's gonna head over to Quinn, and is gonna recognize that, like, that was scary, and is kind of gonna, like, he's talking to Quinn, but he's not looking at Quinn, if that makes sense. Like, kind of just generally looking at, like, the expanse of the lake and, like, watching Trent. But is talking to Quinn and is just like, that was a lot back there. And I'm glad that you were there with us and that you helped keep me safe. And you made me feel better. And like Steph kind of is like very clearly having a hard time like phrasing the words that she wants to use. And she like turns her body towards you, but is still not looking at you. And is just like, I'm glad that you were with me.
She's like visibly taken aback a little bit. And now that everybody's like outside, they've had the comedic relief character do what he does best. We've had like a moment's reprieve. She's definitely collected herself more. And she just looks at you, doesn't say anything, and she suddenly straightens out her back, like kind of puffs out her chest, like looks away and is like, oh well, yeah, you can always count on me. You already know that though. She like pats your shoulder, like not if it was anybody else she would have been rough with it, but she knows that you don't like it when she's extremely like handsy and like harsh. So she doesn't do that. Or she could be. I'm making this up purely for improv right now. So if you are, autocorrect that. But she is definitely touched by what you said. You can tell. She's got like a blush on her face.
Step is so excited that you patted her on the shoulder and like turns slightly and does like the arm pump thing again. And then turns back. God, hold on, sorry. Stop.
Are you talking to Sue?
We're holding on.
Sorry, someone was trying to eat the ground again.
Was it Sue?
Yes, it was.
Sue, you stupid idiot! I love you.
She's my baby, but sometimes she gets distracted and starts licking the carpet, and then she starts eating it, and it's a problem. God, brain fart. Jesus, sorry guys. I'm right in the moment. Step is very excited that you like patted her on the shoulder, and she holds her arm out to be like that you guys would knock elbows together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she knocks elbows with you. Super cool. Just imagine she doesn't have sunglasses on, but she might as well.
Mm-hmm. Steph does the arm pump thing again after you guys, like with the opposite arm after you guys bump elbows.
Oh yeah, you know it. So like, she's like looking at Trent. Is he like actually in the water?
No, he's like crouched down at the edge and is like washing his hands because they were actually disgusting.
Do you think like I could get him to like catch fish for us if I told him to?
I think if you told him to try and catch the fish with ball, you could get him to do anything.
Sick. She's keeping that in mind. Yep. Yeah. And that's, she was only scared because it was a scary situation. Nothing else. We don't need to ever address what she saw, guys, because it wasn't real.
So
Nothing
true.
moved.
Nothing moved. I mean, unless... No.
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 It couldn't be.
It couldn't be. Unless something supernatural was afoot. Looks at the screen. Yeah, no. I think, she definitely wouldn't say anything about it. So unless anybody wanted to metagame and ask her a very specific question, or draw inferences that are in character, then you can. But for now, she's done talking.
Trent doesn't know what inference means.
That's okay. I knew he wouldn't.
Step's gonna, like, not in like a metagamey way, but it's just gonna be like, when you turned around and you got like scared when Riley was there, I wanted to make sure that like you were okay too, because you wanted to make sure that we were okay, but everything happened so fast, and I know that probably was very sudden. Like, Step is very careful with the way that she phrases the second part, but she's like, very sudden.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was just, I mean, having anybody like tap on your shoulder, in a completely dark tunnel is kind of like weird. I mean, I'm glad it was Riley, but a shadow falls over her face. I mean, you never know.
Step nods solemnly and is like, yeah, could be mole people.
What?
Like Trent.
Like Trent. It might be.
Step just continues to nod solemnly, like, yes. Like, that's supposed to explain everything.
Wait, what's a mole person?
Step, like, adjusts her glasses and looks up. You know what a mole is, right?
Well, yeah.
It's like that, but, like, person-shaped. And it's
She
in the
looks
ground.
over at Trent.
Step also looks over at Trent, and she pulls out her notebook and starts writing something down.
He looks over at both of you and he gives a big thumbs up. He thinks that it's like, oh, yeah, well, he's done washing his hands, so. Oh my god.
He's washing his hands so that he can have a better time digging through the dirt later. She's like clearly fucking around at this point. Like she's just making joke. But I don't know if Steph takes that as a joke.
Let me do a roll really quick. Evens, she realizes it's a joke. Odds, she thinks that you are being serious. You're probably so right. You always have a good way of knowing what's going on. And then she continues writing in her notebook. Because Step believes that you think that it is true, and she trusts your judgment.
Delilah does not know if she should correct this or not. Well, it's getting pretty late. We should probably head back to get her home. You know, after all this, get a good night's rest.
Yeah, totally. I definitely want to like lay in my bed tonight, and Steph kind of like stops for a second and like nods her head a little and is like, I kind of want to see my dad and just like sit on the couch with him for a little while tonight after. And Steph looks back at the tunnel, being down there.
Well, don't ever go back to that tunnel unless you bring me with you, or any of the other guys, I guess.
Of course, I always want to go places with you.
Her ego is boosted.
Steph's gonna like pat her hands a little bit on her sides again, like where her hands would rest normally, but she's like kind of patting her sides almost. And she's like, "What are you gonna do tonight when you go home?"
Her face falls again. She's like, I'm probably not gonna. They're probably gonna harass me about where the hell I was. I'll probably just, I don't know. She clearly does not really want to talk about this.
Step turns to a 90 degrees so that she is turned away from you again, and then goes, "Do you want to sleep on my couch?"
Well, it's like, I mean, sure.
Step turns back around. I've never had a sleepover before.
Oh,
she is so excited.
He looks over, Quinn looks over at, like, Ashley and is like, do you want to, like, have another person, too?
Yes,
like,
all of the people.
Can I come?
Yes.
Riley was kind of like looking down at her map area, like clearly troubled by something like scribbling in her little missing persons notes, and then looks up and goes, "Wait, are we doing sleepovers at Step's house? Step never does sleepovers at her own house."
Yeah, you want to come?
Oh, I mean, I guess I should probably shower first, but I mean, I know where Step lives. We're like 2 doors down from each other.
Everyone is invited. Step puts her hands in the air.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She pops out her chest again. She like looks over at you, Trent. She's like, "Hey, Trent, come over. Come on. You know where Step lives? Oh well, I guess you wouldn't. You should come sleep over at Step's."
He sort of like wrings his hands a little bit. I don't know if I'm allowed.
Step turns to look at you very intently. Call your mom.
He pulls out his phone.
Tell your mom that if she's worried about any bad guys coming to get you, that you've got Delilah Quinn with you. All right.
And also that she can call my dad.
And Chris, are you Chris?
Chris.
Is Chris dead?
Chris.
Chris?
Chris.
Oh my god, did Nina fall asleep?
No.
Chris.
No, Nina!
No, Chris.
Nina!
It's me, Chris.
Nina.
From the game.
Nina.
It's okay. We can keep
Nina.
going.
Nina, I saw green. Nina, please. I have a specific way I need to end this. You need to be awake for it.
No.
Because I can't just like end it right now. I literally can't.
No. I'm going to foghorn sound and see if it helps.
Okay.
This is a soundboard.
I'm just spamming her text messages.
Nina.
Hold on, I'm gonna call Nina.
I'm actually gonna start tweaking out. I like have this specific way I have to end this.
Fucking Nina.
I was like, I can't just be like, and we're done for it. Like, I can't do that.
We should have guessed from her putting her phone down.
Why did she fall asleep in the middle of campaign?
Hang on, I'm gonna call Nina's phone.
I'm also calling Nina's phone.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, it really sucks when people fall asleep in the middle of your campaign, huh?
Yeah, at least I woke up by the end of yours. I'm
Hill.
oh my fucking god. We might just have to keep going without KRIS LAUIRER because I have to keep going.
Chris, it's okay. We're recording, guys. We're recording. It's okay.
Chris is coming to the sleepover.
Chris is coming to the sleepover. I speak for Chris, and Chris is going to the fucking sleepover.
Yeah,
Bro.
that's fine. Anyway, Trent pulls out his phone. Let's pretend like this isn't happening. Trent pulls out his phone
Jesus Christ.
and calls his mom and puts it on speakerphone.
It rings out 3 times, and you hear someone pick up, and she goes, "Hello, Prescott residence?"
He hands the phone to Step. he misinterpreted "call your mom" as in like, I'm going to call your mom.
Step holds this phone reverently. She has never held a phone like this before, and is holding it like long ways almost, like in her hands, if that makes sense.
Like a hot dog.
Yes. But like not towards her face, like the long end is facing her. If that makes sense. And she leans over it. Hi, Trent's mom. Can Trent come over for a sleepover? My dad's at home tonight, so like there will be an adult, and like there's a whole group of us, and we're just gonna have like blankets and like sleepover.
Quinn leans in, like close enough to where she, like his mom could clearly hear her, but she just is like looking at Step. Is like, tell her that Quinn's with him, and that Quinn will kick anybody's ass.
And also
Quinn
that
is with
Chris
him,
is
and
here,
Quinn will kick anyone's ass.
and that Chris is gonna be sleeping over with us.
And that Chris will be here too.
You hear a couple minutes of silence from the other end of this phone before presumably Trent's mother speaks up and goes, "Who is this?"
This is Stephanie Stone.
And where is my son?
He's here also.
Oh.
Trent, say hi. And then I push the phone towards Trent.
He says hi. He says hi like really quick. It's like he goes hi, and then the phone goes back to Step.
Yeah. My dad is Lawrence. He does like maintenance and stuff.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I guess.
Yay, thank you. And then Steph hangs up.
Oh my god.
Clearly in the middle of to say something else, and you just hang up on her.
Okay, Trent grabs the phone, he redials the number, and he puts it to his ear.
And the silence cut on the other line. It should just pick up sooner than normal and goes, Trent and or Trent's friends, this you again.
Yeah.
Okay. And she like takes a minute to what just happened. So I understand you want to hang out with friends tonight.
Yeah, if it's okay. I don't know, they asked for the phone.
And your mother sighs and goes, "That's fine, dear." Oh,
No!
No, it's okay, guys. I'm FIFER now. Your mother goes, sure, honey. I love you so much. I'm going to go to the police next tomorrow, and I'm going to stab all of them for how they mishandled your case. I love you, sweetums. Kiss, kiss, heart, heart. Don't go into any mysterious tunnels. And then she hangs up. And then you guys have a wonderful sleepover.
Trent, his face is like distraught, like the most distraught you've ever seen. And
I'm
he's
sorry.
Nothing happened while you were gone.
Nothing happened.
Nyna,
Oh,
hi.
God.
Oh, you're the game. Guys, Nyna's on call.
What?
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 What? What?
Nyna, you fell asleep in the middle of the game.
We're still playing.
Where is she?
What are you? Hung up.
I know. We're still playing.
I didn't think she'd actually manage.
I thought you were just gonna feel like I'm going to bed. Not no.
I know.
We're still playing.
Alright.
I know. You need to wake up for like 10 minutes.
My phone's on. It's black and white.
No. Black and white. Bro, I know the fucking time was ripped. What the hell?
Bro went back in time before color was invented. What is happening?
No.
Me and the luminescence literally got to bro's phone. What the fuck?
What the flip flops?
Nyna.
Nyna, wake
Oh my
up.
God. You need to be awake for like 10 more minutes. Nyna, wake up.
Nyna, life is strange. Lesbian, women kissing. The owl house. Girls. I
Nyna.
was a teenage exocolonist. Nyna.
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 Which editilier? Bro,
Coco would really want you to wake up right now.
Stop. You can stop. I'm awake.
Okay. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. By the way, Chris is going to a sleepover.
We decided it for you when we realized you were asleep.
Okay.
And Trent, you know, I guess
Yeah.
that's fine, dear. Just make sure you call us in the morning.
I will.
And then she hangs up the phone.
Okay. He puts the phone back in his bag. His phone, which he holds to the world, back in his bag.
Yeah. And with that, with plans made, I don't know if you're making it straight to Steph's house. Riley's probably heading back to Bailey's because she needs the house key. And also to tell your dad that she's going to a sleepover.
Step's gonna follow along with Riley and be like, all of us can go together.
Yeah. Well, she
Yeah.
showers Just stand outside her house, bro.
Well, like hang out. I forget. Is Bailey's house connected to the diner, or did I just like imagine that in my brain?
Okay, no, she's going back to the diner to get her house keys from Bailey because Bailey has their keys.
And Steph's house is like 2 houses down from Riley's, right?
Yeah. Currently, Bailey's the one taking care of Riley. So yeah, he just has their house keys.
Okay. Anyone can feel free to disagree with me on this one, but Steph's gonna be like, oh yeah, we go with Riley to get keys. Riley goes home, and then we get to hang out on my porch for a little bit, and then wait for Riley to come over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
sounds good.
You never know. And then she like kind of lightly punches your shoulder, Riley. She's like, you never know, maybe on your way back you'll fall into another hole and we have to fish you out again.
Riley rolls her eyes and goes, "Ha ha, yeah, sure." Although I prefer any more random sinkhole happenings to maybe be saved for another day.
Probably never. I think that would be the better option.
Yeah, probably actually. And she finishes scribbling something on the little file she's got on Trent University and like folds up her map and kind of like shoves it in her bag.
All right.
And I suppose we'll begin for now. So, important thing to note is that one, we've unlocked free play.
Yeah.
I'm going to send a incomplete for a couple of reasons list of some of the major places around town that people may want to visit. Incomplete in part just because it doesn't make sense to have all available places on here, at least not for right now. I will add things as they become relevant or as you discover that they exist, like the sinkhole under the the tunnels under the town.
Mm-hmm.
It's also just some places that you can still ask about certain places. These are just like if you need something to reference back to. Here are some of the places around Wellspring. Hang on, trying to copy paste it over. For the 3 major sections we have so far, there's a part of the list. Some more might get added between this and next game, depending on if I remember important places, because I'm stupid. And then also, end of the first day means that you guys see your character sheets. And I'm gonna do point buying, and I am gonna have it be a total of 5 points. You can add 5 points into any of your skills.
Oh, hell yes. And I can finally add 5 points into ball receiving. Hell yeah.
And you can finally go. You can start playing fetch.
I wonder what I should put my 5 points into. I wonder. Huh. Like Minecraft, get it, guys?
Like Minecraft.
Like Minecraft.
Bro, I was actually fearing for my fucking life on session fucking 1, bro.
Oh, I'm gonna hit and stop on the recording now because it's about to reach 3 hours.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Say bye.
Ooh.
Bye.
Bye.